Hello, everyone. Very good morning and good evening to all. Thanks for joining. So today will be our Azure Databricks introduction session, and I will walk you through that. So what I'm going to cover in this particular training, and what is the timing, what is the duration of this particular live training, and so what are the different topics I'm going to cover. Okay. So this one I'm going to take. So first of all, before going to the Databricks or Azure Databricks, we will learn. So what is Databricks and what is Azure Databricks, how it differs, and everything one by one we'll learn. And then we'll go to the course content. So what I'm going to cover it. So one by one we'll start, and then we'll have hands-on session as well. So how to practice this Databricks or Azure Databricks, how to create an account and how to do that. Okay. So second of our this particular session will be a practical session. So please stay here and then so start learning this Azure Databricks, right? So as you know, Azure Databricks nowadays or Databricks, we have a lot of opportunities. And so whatever the companies we are using, okay, like the whatever the companies processing huge volume of data, yes, either they will use Azure Databricks or they'll use the Snowflake environment, right? So these two are the competitors now. And if you take Netflix, you take Uber, Ola, Zomato, or any of these platforms, right? So online platforms, Amazon, like these platforms, every minute, every seconds, they are processing huge volume of data. So how they are processing and then how they are analyzing those data and feeding back to the source system for the user, better user experience and everything. It's nothing but it's a big data, right? So big data management. So how they are processing these huge volume of data, and also now they are giving these data for training the models, right? So how they are processing this massive data processing, right? So how they are doing it. So that is nothing but, so we need the platform. So we need the platform. And so this is the history of Databricks. So just if you take Snowflake started, it was founded in the year of 2012. And then the first commercial version they released 2015. Similarly, Databricks also, the same time, Databricks also, they have created from Spark. Okay, so Spark, Apache Spark, right? So Apache Spark, they have created it. So seven members team, seven members from researchers, they found Databricks in the year of 2013. So that's what they found. So previously we were using data for BI business in 1980s or 1990s. We were using data warehousing where we will store the data, do the transformation logic, load it into data warehouse for reporting purpose. So that's what normally we used to do in the year of 1990s or 1980s data warehouse concept. After that, we moved to the data lake concept. So where we have to do data processing of structured, semi-structured, unstructured data and everything. So that time, so the big data environment came into picture. We were using Hadoop and all this MapReduce, all this concept. But that time itself, if you want to process huge volume of data, then we were using this Spark, Apache Spark, right? So this way. So Databricks was founded in the year of 2013 by the original creators of Apache Spark at this particular lab. Okay, so they have started in this particular lab only. So 2013 they started, and then with these seven members, okay, these seven researchers, they found Databricks the year of 2013 because they want to do massive data processing. One platform they want to create, and it has to process massive data. And also, so anyhow, the Apache Spark is doing that, but it is not a unified platform. So everything we have to go for different different platform. Like BI, we have to use different platform. Data ingestion, we have to use different platform, and storage, we have to use different platform. So this way, we have to use different platforms. So to coordinate these platforms, it took a lot of challenges. So that's the reason this Databricks they founded the year of 2013. Then 2015 they launched Databricks on top of Azure platform. So Azure platform they launched it. 2017 they put Azure Databricks. Okay, so this one they have created this one. Then Azure Databricks, and then later they moved to AWS as well as GCP also. Then 2019 they introduced Delta Lake. So Delta Lake concept, it's an open source storage layer. So they created within this Databricks, but so whatever the data we are going to store, it will not, please remember this Databricks will not store any data. Okay, it's a data processing platform. So what Databricks is data processing platform, it will not store any data. So that's the reason we need a native cloud platform. So on top of any one of the platforms only, we can create this Databricks. So mostly we'll have Azure. On top of Azure platform, we'll create Databricks that becomes Azure Databricks. So Delta Lake, whatever we are using it, it will use the open source storage layer. Anyhow, it will go and use the underlying storage only from Azure. And after that 2020, they have started with this ML flow, Lakehouse architecture. And Lakehouse is nothing but data warehouse plus data lake. So both they have combined into one platform that is nothing but data Lakehouse. 2021, they started with the Unity catalog. So where we can perform all this role-based access control, a centralized data governance, data security, and everything. So it's a like one single place, data governance and data security for PIA to handle PIA information, all this, right? So that way they have started in 2024, the year of 2024. So they get into this AI and Gen AI. So this last 2 years, the platform is they're changing massively. So with AI and NLP and all this, right? So agentic AI workflows, they are creating the models and everything. So for this AI and ML, this Databricks is the main platform. So to process these companies like Netflix, Ola, Uber, or these food delivering companies, or Amazon, Flipkart, these companies to process massive data processing, so they might use these kind of platforms. Right? So this is the history of Databricks. And first of all, before getting into Databricks, we need to understand this Apache Spark. Okay, the Spark and Apache Spark is so Apache Spark is nothing but it's a fast general purpose distributed computing engine. So that's a main keyword here, distributed computing engine designed for big data analytics. So what is the meaning of distributed computing engine? So if you take Snowflake, they started for SQL related one. Okay, so they want to apply huge volume of data processing. Then they started with SQL engine. They created a proprietary processing engine, compute engine on basis of SQL. Similarly, this Databricks, they started with from open source one, Apache Spark, on top of this Apache Spark only, because these founders are from Apache Spark, who has created Apache Spark, right? So they created initially this Databricks for processing huge volume of data. So they did not create this Databricks for not for any storage, not for any data lakehouse, or they did not create it for ML workloads. They just created this particular Databricks to process huge volume of data. On top of which one? On top of this, okay, if you take, this is the platform on top of Apache Spark. Okay, so Spark we have, and on top of this Apache Spark only, they created this particular Databricks. So this is the Apache Spark. So on top of this Spark, they created this particular Databricks here. So so if you take this is the one, why they created Databricks? Because they want to process huge volume of data. So that's why they created this Databricks. Okay, if you take like initially, so we'll have different concept here. So that we I might be taking from the basic. What is data warehouse? What is data lake? Lake house, right? And then different concepts are there now. All this we'll see one by one. Before that, we need to understand, so what is this horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, all this. For example, if we have one particular server to process the data, okay, so you take this particular server, or you take our laptop. Okay, so laptop is CPU is our data processing unit, and storage is for hard disk, right? So if you take this is our CPU, if you so this is very high configuration laptop. If you think this particular laptop, okay, so 1 TB hard disk or 2 TB hard disk. Okay, for example, I have the 2 TB hard disk. So then, so can we process 1 TB of data? So complete 1 TB of data. So like if you are giving 50 GB of data, yes, so everything we can go for parallel. We can open multiple browsers and we can process it everything. So that will perform very quickly. So what about 1 TB? So 1 TB also it will perform. So 10 TB, 50 terabytes. So 1 PB. Okay, so we are going for 1 PB of data. So then how it will work, right? So it will not work in that optimized way. So if I want to process this particular 1 PB of data, then so what I will go? So can I go with horizontal scaling or vertical scaling? So vertical scaling meaning, so vertically I'm increasing the performance of this particular laptop. So for example, this laptop can handle, so this is the processing CPU we have, and I'm adding that more CPU power here, more hard disk here on the same machine, only single machine. This is nothing but vertical scaling. Vertically, I'm increasing the capability. So vertically, meaning one single system only, I'm increasing the resource. Okay, instead of 1 TB hard disk, I'm using 5 TB hard disk. Okay. And instead of this processing, so we are going for higher configuration of processing. So all this. So processing speed and everything I'm increasing. So it can handle this one, right? So in case of any fault, that fault tolerance, if you take fault tolerance, if anything goes wrong, the entire system will goes down, right? This entire system will go down and we cannot retrieve back. The At least we have to do this fault tolerance and then troubleshooting all this, we have to bring the system up and running. Before that, it will not work. Instead, we'll go with horizontal scaling, right? What is that horizontal scaling? So instead of having one single system, we are going to add, okay, this is one particular processor. Then we are going to add the similar kind of system, one more. We're just taking the copy of this particular system and taking one more. This is horizontally, we are scaling. So horizontally means, so this way, right? This way we are scaling it. Multiple processor, multiple laptop, we are adding it. And then, okay, if the task coming from the outside, okay, we are distributing it. Okay, so from here, for all the four processor, we are distributing it. Okay, so multiple threads will be running in parallel. Okay, you do this one, you do this one, this one, this one. So this is nothing but distributed computing. Okay, so in this data processing also, data processing meaning in the data lake environment, we will bring the data, structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. So for BI reporting, we will do the data transformations, right? Data transformations for AI and ML. So we have to do a lot of data processing in the backend. So how it will process all the data? We need to have a platform to withstand to process all these data in a parallel way, massive parallel processing. This one. So that's why they created this on top of this Apache Spark, like a distributed computing framework, a distributed computing engine or distributed computing framework. It is the meaning computing is nothing but data processing. Okay, so distributed, so computing. So that's just started here. And so this particular Databricks on top of this Apache Spark, it will first they did only computing, not with data storage or anything. So initially they started with this big data, Hadoop and everything, right? So why we haven't used this MapReduce? Because MapReduce will use that hard disk to store the data here and there. It will go to the hard disk and then again bring back to the data to the system to do that. So it has taken a lot of time. So write the data to back to the hard disk and then it will come back. It has taken a lot of time. But this one they have Databricks they have created on top of Apache. They just created with RAM memory. So whatever the computing it is going to do, so everything inside the caching, that RAM memory. So that's why it is very fast than any other system. So Apache Spark, yes, they created, and mostly like this is on the Python API they will use. That's why the Spark. So we need to know that's pyspark, right? So pyspark concept very clearly because that is the code we will write pyspark code only because it's use Apache Spark and then that API will use pyspark 1 with Python and whatever we are going to write the code here, so everything will like RDD and data frame, everything will create, right? So this is what it is there and my massive data processing. So for that we'll use it. So if you take the Apache Spark, it's like a unified analytics engine. It's a unified analytic engine for big data processing. So unified meaning one single platform. Okay, no need to go for multiple platforms. So one single platform, we can do okay multiple processing. Like we can do the Spark SQL. So if you are from SQL background, you can go ahead with Spark SQL. So work with structured data using SQL, data frames, data sets you can do. So everything, if you are from mostly you are going to do work on the structured data, definitely you'll be working on Spark SQL here. Okay, SQL only. So that SQL in Databricks, whatever we are going to write SQL, so that SQL is called Spark SQL. So how we have Oracle SQL, Teradata SQL, and SQL Server SQL, little different, right? So Spark SQL also little different. But if you are from Oracle SQL background, 99%, 98% will be the same. Only few 2% will be the different one. So that we can learn quickly. And Spark Core, it's nothing but this is the foundation of Spark, and it will handles all the RDDs, resilient data. So this one and the scheduling, memory management, RAM, all this Spark Core will take it. Spark streaming. So there we will do all the streaming, real-time data processing, because this is the biggest advantage why the company is using this particular Databricks, right? From Apache Spark. Apache Spark is like only for computing, but now Databricks is a unified platform where we can do all kind of activities. So we can do the data ingestion to the platform. So previously we were using different tool for data ingestion and ETL. So we might use ADF or any other tool separately, right? And to do the data transformation, we might have used different tool, DBT or Informatica or any other tool. And business intelligence, we might have used this Tableau or Power BI or any other tool. ML, we might be using different tool, right? So different tool. But now it's a unified platform. So meaning, so BI, AI, and then all kinds of reporting, data ingestion, data storage, everything we can perform within this particular single platform. So no need to go for, so if you take Azure environment, Azure data engineering, there we will learn like a separate tools, right? Separate services. Okay, so you want to do a data ingestion, we can go to the like a Spark streaming. So or we can go for any other Kafka or any other streaming, just we are ingesting the data inside our Azure environment. Then we'll be using, okay, Azure Data Lake. It might be a blob storage or ADLS. We are bringing data. So then we are processing it, right? So we are processing it for, it's like a data lake and then data warehouse also. For example, if I need BI, then I'll be processing the data. ML, I'll be processing separately. But now it's like a single platform, so where we can do all kind of workloads. So yes, ML workloads, BI workloads, data ingestion, everything we can perform it in the single platform. Spark streaming, it's another core component in Spark. So where we can do data, real-time data processing here, and micro batches, continuous data processing, everything we can do. Because if you go to Amazon or Uber, Ola, Netflix, or even Zomato, so these companies, right, they are processing huge volume of data. Every now and then they will be giving you the notification, and based on your searches, their customized notification also they are sending. So all this, right? So okay, you have added something on the cart, you forget to check out, so then they'll be sending the message. Okay, you WhatsApp or this. How they are processing this much data entirely, entire the globe. So how they are processing this much data. So everything they'll be using a different processing engine, right? So if you go to this Databricks, right, in the back end, you can see these companies are using Databricks. Even OpenAI, they're using both Databricks as well as Snowflake. Okay, so who is the competitor for this Databricks? Snowflake is the competitor. So whatever Databricks is bringing, Snowflake is bringing into their platform. Whatever Snowflake is bringing a new concept, Databricks also is adopting for that. So a lot of companies, when you have time, so you go through that. So so what are the companies are using that these platforms? So both these companies will use both platforms. Like they'll use Databricks as well as, yeah, they might use Snowflake as well. So because both are like a competitor. So now the Databricks they just so named, so based on our AI related one, and we'll see that as well. And so if you go to this one, okay, so we have the ML libraries and everything, machine learning libraries with scalable algorithms, the classification, clustering. So we can use of these ML libraries, and we can create our own machine learning models and everything. And graphics. So here, so we can go for graph processing engine for analyzing connections and network data and everything. We can go for this graphics. So we will see that in our next week session. We will start with from the starting from data warehouse, data lake, lakehouse, delta lake. All this will start, and there we will see each and every component in detail. So today, just I'm giving you the overall idea. So what is the Spark engine from this? So how they have developed it, right? So from Spark, these seven members, right? These are the seven members. They just started. Okay, instead of having big data, Hadoop, and then Hive, all this environment. So why can't we create a platform to process massive data? So that's why they found this Databricks is a unified platform. So instead of having multiple platform, okay, HDFS, Hadoop, distributed file system, right? And big data, all the Scoop, lot of different tools we were using. Scoop for data ingestion, all this, right? So we are using different tools. So MapReduce we are using for data processing, all this. But after that, they started with Apache Spark, and then they found this Databricks here. So first of all, what is Databricks here? So Databricks is nothing but it's a cloud-based data intelligent platform. So now they have Databricks Corporation, they have changed the name from Databricks to data. So just they put brand name like a data intelligence platform. So for AI and everything, data intelligence engine. So that's what they call it as. This is a data intelligence engine. So it will do this. It's a complete engine where it will process massive data. So data processing only, they created this particular engine. So it's a unified platform. Why we are calling it as unified platform? For example, in our real-time project, you take banking, insurance, and everything. To process the huge volume of data, they need to have a different tool. Business intelligence, they might be using Power BI or Tableau or a different tool. Data warehousing, we might be using different tool, Teradata, Oracle Exadata, SQL Server, Netezza, all this. And then data science, there might be AI and data science, they might be using different tools. ETL, so ETL, they might be using Informatica, or transformation, they might be using this DBT, right? So DBT or any other tool, ADF or any other tool, and orchestration they might be using Airflow, so different tool, right? Airflow or any other tool. But now this Databricks they decided, can we bring everything into a one single platform? If companies adapted to this Databricks, so whether they can solve their data lake, the challenges what they are facing instead of multiple tools, they can go for one single tool, and then this particular platform they can go for only one single platform. They can do all this BI workloads as well as AI and ML workloads, everything. Yes, so that's what they have added a lot of new features. They started from processing, and then they started with data warehouse, business intelligence. So we can create a dashboard and everything within Databricks itself. So we can make use of this underlying data lake. It's nothing but like on top of AWS or Azure or this GCP. So any one of the platforms only we can create this Databricks. So they will use these platforms. For example, if you take Azure, on top of Azure only we can create this Databricks for our company. Whatever the data we are going to store, that data will get stored on the ADLS, Azure Data Lake Storage Service, right? So that is what it will go. Storage service it will do, and we will use that Azure resources. So a lot of Azure resources there. So we will see that Azure Databricks also, so how we will use it. So we can create a resource group, and then we can do so everything into a single platform, single resource group. We can bring it, and this unified platform we can do all kind of ETL, ELT, real-time analytics, batch processing. Like batch processing meaning at the end of the day we will process the data, real-time data, current data we will process it. Okay, some customer is asking whatever the business is going on the OLTP side, so that I want to know now. Okay, so reports. So then that real-time data processing also, some applications, the companies will have applications, multiple applications, right? So from the applications, we need to bring the data, and that kind of data we have to do it. Orchestration. So everything it is in the same platform. Yes, we can create the DAX. So I will show you how to create a DAX and everything, orchestration, this ETL, data science one, data warehousing, business intelligence, everything we can do within one single platform. So for our practicing purpose, in our practicing purpose, we can go for so one single platform. So that is Databricks we can go, or we can go ahead with Azure Databricks. So Azure Databricks, we will use this Azure platform resourcing and everything. So both we will see that because Azure Databricks is again, they will give us 1 month free trial account. Okay, so Azure Databricks, they will give us 1 month free trial. We can make use of that particular $100. They are assigning $100 to us. We can make use of that $100 within 1 month. And then after that, so first of all, we'll start with Databricks account. So we'll learn from there. And later we will go to the Azure Databricks also. So there we will learn that this Azure Databricks concept as well. So what is that Azure Databricks? If we go to real-time project, so how it will be Azure Databricks will work. All this we'll see that. So how to create a cluster and everything. Okay. So that way we'll see that. So here. So this is the Databricks. Then what is Azure Databricks? Azure Databricks is a Microsoft Azure native version of Databricks. They have tie-up with the Databricks tie-up with Azure in the year of 2015. Similarly, Snowflake also, they have started Snowflake 2016 or 17 only. They started with Azure and then they moved to AWS. Then we have this platform, GCP, all three platforms, right? It's very similar to this Databricks also. So that provides deep integration with Azure services like ADLS, storage. You'll use this ADLS, Entra ID, so key wallet, and then Azure networking and security for enterprise workloads. So networking and everything, and then data governance, Entra ID, everything they will use it for. So complete enterprise level data security. That framework we need to create, right? So because Azure platform is giving us that particular the platform. Okay. So even in Databricks, we have the concept of Delta Lake. Just I'm giving you the introduction here, but in our session, we will see that Delta Lake and everything very clearly. Okay. So data sources, we have two kinds of data sources here on the left hand side. We may get data like a batch data. Batch data meaning, okay, so today is this particular date, Sunday. Today we are loading any data at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. from the source system to Databricks. Then it might be a yesterday's data. So that is batch data. So one day once or intraday, 1 hour once, half an hour once, and everything that we are processing here. So that is our batch processing. Streaming is the meaning continuously we are getting the data. So you take Facebook, Amazon, or Instagram. Continuously they are generating the data, right? So continuously it will be generated throughout the world, and data is enormous from the IoT devices and mobile devices, all these applications, and they have to store all the data. They have to put it in one platform, and they need to process it, and they need to go for the trend and all this. Okay, so whatever we are going for the searches, so whatever the videos we are keep watching, then they have to suggest it, right? So which one you are interested in, everything they will calculate. So what is your age? So where are you from? So so what is your gender? Everything they know, they knew it very very clearly. So how they are processing the data, right? Massive data processing, because so they'll be getting the data, massive data, and then they are using some kind of platforms to process it. Where they will store the data? So this is the cloud object storage. So definitely on these data lake only, they will store the data. So Amazon S3 or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Storage. So who will handle this? Whether ourselves we have to go and create any S3 bucket and then we'll store? No, everything Databricks will handle it. Okay, so Databricks will handle it everything, and then they will create the asset transaction. Is nothing but it's a Delta Lake will support this asset transactions. We will see that in detail. So how we will do like a DML operations on the tables. Similarly, here we are doing that the reliability and all this kind of asset transaction will perform time travel. So when we have deleted some records or dropped the table, today we have dropped the table and we want to go back to yesterday's data, we have to bring it. Yes, we can do the time travel here, and schema evolution, unified batch are streaming the data. So, so whatever the schema changes, schema changes is nothing but the column level changes. Okay, so it's a structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data. Structured meaning like a CSV file, how we have the data in the tables format, right? So that's a structured one. Whatever we are seeing, Parquet file, Avro file, ORC file, JSON file, XML file, those are semi-structured data. And audio file, video file, these files are unstructured data, because the Snowflake and Databricks can handle process unstructured data in a massive way. So that's why companies moving towards on this platform. So massive data processing, right? So here we are going for this unified batch and streaming data. So performance, we are going, it's optimized performance because they are using the backend, they are using that the Spark engine distributed computing framework, right? So it's not one engine we are performing, lot of engine, it will distribute the load and it will process it. That's why it's very fast. So they created this Delta Lake layer on top of this platform. So this one, Databricks will handle it. So after that, from the Delta Lake layer, the business intelligence team, they will take the data for business intelligence reporting, and the machine learning team, they will take the data for machine learning processes, and the BAE dashboard. So they will use it for dashboard creation, all this. Anyhow, this is just an introduction to give you the whole idea. We will see that how we can create a Delta Lake on top of this one in our Databricks session. Okay, so like in our session, we'll see the in detail. Okay, so now, first of all, I'll go here, this one, just to go to databricks.com. So you can go through that. So what are the why Databricks? Why do we used to use it? And so how many customers are there in the Databricks, right? And So what are the cloud providers? So we have three cloud providers: AWS, Azure, and GCP. So these three cloud providers only. And who are the customers? So when you have some time, so go through that all the um, customers story here. Okay, so over 20,000 customers across the globe. So that's why the demand for Databricks is they are using it. Okay, and Fortune 500, over 60% of the Fortune 500 rely on Databricks, right? So that's the reason Adobe and then a lot of companies. So we are using it. And see, these are the companies. When you have some time, go through these stories of these companies, how they are using. These companies might use both Databricks as well as Snowflake. So even if you go to Snowflake, they might be using both environments because for a different kind of workloads, they might be going for Databricks as well as this one. And that's why. Okay, so how they are using it, how they are processing the data. So when you have some time, so go through that some blogs and everything, you'll get clear idea. So how they are processing the data. So data upload. So if you see the left hand side, ML flow and everything we have, right? So so this is distributed file system and DevOps, all this repository, and we have everything. So how they are using in their platform. So when you have some time, go through that all these details, you will get clear idea about their customers. So how they are using it. It's not only one single customer, lot of customers. So 20,000 customers across the globe, they're using this particular platform for massive data processing. So that's why the companies are using. So so when you have time, go through that. You can type some companies here or sort it based on the A to Z. So filters here. So you can go here. Okay, so these companies on top of this platform, Asia Pacific or product wise. So which product they are using, all this. So lake base, again, it's a new concept here. So Asia Pacific, if you want to check it, which companies they are using in the Asia Pacific regions, right? So search it here and then so we'll get Asia Pacific related companies only. So when you have time, so just to go through that. And so, so if Databricks is coming up with some virtual submit this way, so please try to attend it. So we will get a lot of knowledge here because whatever they are going to implement today, it so they are going to submit today, it will be there for next few years in our Databricks, right? So we'll get overall idea. So what is that? So if so we can virtually attend this particular these kind of sessions. So always you can go here. So something like virtual connect we have. So you can go to this 8 days and then this one. So if anything like a virtual connect is there, just register for that. Always you check it here. So how to register it. So always they'll put some virtual connect as well, right? So this is like a cost one. So they're going for with the tax it will comes under $200. Okay, so this is like in person will go there and then they will accommodate everything. But sometimes they'll go for free virtual Databricks submit. So that time when you have some time, so go register for that as well to get a real-time knowledge. Okay, so now if you go to this particular page, so are you seeing the try Databricks? Yes, we can try the Databricks now. Let me open this my Gmail account. So where we can do so this particular account here. So I will take this one. So previously they were giving this community edition. So Databricks they were giving community edition. So now they have changed it with this try for free because they want to make everyone make use of this one. It will not ask any credit card. So you can make use of this particular Databricks. Okay, so any number of time. So just I'll go with continue with Google or we can sign up here. Okay, so if you have already continue with email, you can, this is a sign up one. So you can put the email here or so just we can go to the sign up and then you can go or we can go with continue with email. So if you have any login already, we can go for login with this one. So I'll go to this email, continue with the Google account here. So I will go to this particular account. Okay, so just I'll give this one. I'll go to this one. Okay, this is the one. So why we are using this Databricks, right? So we can go for this one. So for work, we have to go with 14 days trial. So then they are giving that $400 credits. So this is also we can go and set up everything. It's like very similar kind of one where we can do so our Databricks, how we will use it, but we can go for this one. So free edition. So for personal usage, free forever, and we can make use of this one, right? So free editions. So click on this free editions, and so we have to put that name of your account. So I can put this account, and from where I'm logging, so I'll go to India. I'll take this one. I will continue this one. Okay, so free editions. I'll go here. So this is the Databricks free editions. So why you are using this Databricks, you can skip it, or you can go for learn data and AI. So this is the one, or we can just skip it. These are survey questions. So this is the way we can create Databricks account. It's a Databricks account. It's not Azure Databricks. Then what is Azure Databricks? If you go to in our real-time project where we will use Azure Databricks. So there we have to go to this Azure. Okay, so let me open this Azure as well. So I will show you that. So portal.azure.com. Okay, so what is this? Portal.azure.com, which I already created this Azure portal. So where we can, okay, so see this one, Azure, I already created. This is my paid account. This is my paid account. And you can see this is my email. I have already created subscription. Okay. It's not a free account. So whatever the resources I'm going to use beyond the threshold limit, they will charge it. For Databricks, they will charge it. So you can create within one trial account, a Microsoft Azure account you can create first. Then they will give us 1 month free trial with $100 credit. And then for that, so within that particular period, we can learn everything with Azure Databricks. Before that, we can learn everything by using this Databricks. Both are looks like same only, but here we will use Azure resources also. So I'll go to this resource group. Okay, so this is Azure Databricks. I'll go to this Databricks environment. Okay, this is dev workspace I just created. I can launch this particular workspace. So, okay, this is inside our Azure. So I just created this Azure Databricks. Then it will use Azure resources here. So whenever I'm going to launch it, so here I'm going to use any of the Azure. Okay, so if I'm going to make the cluster, I'm going to run it. So then they will put the cost. Okay. So are you seeing that the same one? This is Microsoft Azure with Databricks. You can see new notebook we can create. All this we can go for this one, and then workspace, and then catalog, jobs and pipeline, compute all this, right? So SQL, data engineering, A and ML. Similarly, are you seeing that this one also new? So everything we can do, and home, learn, workspace, catalog, jobs and pipeline, so compute, so SQL editor and everything. But there we can make use of this Azure resources here. So because this is not only for Databricks, we can use, so whatever we are going to store, ADLS storage, we can use it. So Azure Data Lake storage service, so that we can use it here. So both look like same. So first we'll start with Databricks, then later we'll go with Azure Databricks also. So because if you go to real-time project, you'll be using Azure Databricks. And so we should know that what is the difference between these two. And multiple workspaces will be there in real-time project. So this workspace will have the workspace ID here. Okay, so this workspace ID, based on the workspace ID only in real time, it will be segregated between the environment. So dev environment will have one workspace, QA environment will have another workspace. This is the workspace ID. You can see ADB-1 ID number will be there, right? So this is the workspace ID. So if you go to workspace here, so multiple workspaces will be there. So this is my dev workspace. This is my dev workspace. Similarly, in real-time project, it will be there with multiple workspaces like QA, UAT, and production. So then this will be integrated with this Azure Databricks. It will be integrated with GitHub. So you can go to this one, Git folder. So just we can put that Git repository URL, and just for example, if we have already created GitHub account. Let me open this GitHub. So GitHub account, I just created it. I'll go to this one. Let me open this GitHub one. So this is the one GitHub I have created. So I can go to the GitHub repository here. So for example, I'm just creating so repository with Databricks, right? So Databricks workspace, something like this. Okay, it's available in my repository. So visibility, I can go with private visibility. So because it's a private repository, I'm going to create it in real time also will be there. Just I'm creating one repository, right? So here, this is the repository here we have, and we can copy this one, right? This one from the code. So you can take this and go to this Databricks. You can integrate. So Databricks as well as Azure Databricks also we can integrate. So this and all we'll see in our, if we go to this one, okay, so this is the Git provider. So GitHub and Git folder name. So automatically it took and create a Git folder here. So we can integrate this Databricks with GitHub. So whatever we are going to do, so everything will be version controlled. Okay, so this one, link Git account, just to link it. So then it will be linked. Okay, so we have to verify, authenticate, authorize and everything. So you'll be getting an email. So this is what normally I will tell you. And so it will ask you, okay, so how we will do if you go to real-time project as well. So initially you want to, so you are setting up your environment. So there you want to make it like a GitHub and just to configure it, clone it. So then whatever we had in that particular environment, it will be cloned. Okay, so anyhow, we don't have anything. So here, and we have to go to this particular configuration credentials, right? So link GitHub account, I have to configure it. So let me do it quickly, if possible here, because it will ask the GitHub repository and all this token and everything. So that I have to do. I have to copy this token. So this one I have to do. This one. Okay. So this one and all I'll tell you later. Just we have to go to the developer settings. We have, so since it's a public, this one, right? So this one we have to take, and settings linked account, we have to put this one. So this is something like GitHub integration. So that maybe we'll take it later. So in our session, we'll put it. So then in the workspace, right? So if you go to this workspace here, okay, so then users will be there. If you click on this particular user, then here it will be integrated with the GitHub. So whatever here we are doing it, the version control will be automatically take. So from here you can check in, check out. So all this we can perform. So commit to this, then go to this GitHub, do the PR pull request, and then do this kind of deployment. Everything we can do by using GitHub Actions. So normally that is what in our real-time project also we will do GitHub Actions or Jenkins or any other tool. We will use it here. So on top of Docker or any one of the platforms, Terraform or any one of the platforms, the continuous integration deployment. So we'll create here. Okay. So by using this GitHub Actions. So that's what whatever the code we are developing, so that will be integrated with GitHub and we will deploy the code by using GitHub. Version control will use GitHub and then GitHub Actions for deployment or Jenkins or Bitbucket also. Not normally Bitbucket will not use it, but this one will use it. And even we will use this Copilot, GitHub Copilot for like nowadays we have a lot of agentic AI, right? So agent has been created. So when you have some time, start learning this. This is my personal advice. So you might be already using this GitHub Copilot as well in your real-time project, right? So this GitHub Copilot, it's like a booming now for this agentic AI and everything. So this will be used in our the code. Code will be synced for all the code. Then agent, we can assign a task from the Jira. Then agent will pick it up and it will create a pull request from this one. It will analyze all our code from our Databricks, and it will create a new notebook or new code. It will create a pull request, and then it will assign it here. So then we have to just review it from the pull request, and just we have to put this Copilot task. Okay, so here we have to go to the Copilot chat, and then so we have to do. Okay, so this is what this and all, maybe later I'll explain it. So this is another concept here. So this is the so now in real-time project they are using it. GitHub Copilot with Databricks. They have created agent, and this agent, if you are assigning a task, it will pick it up. It will create everything. So that kind of knowledge you have to explain it when you are going for interview. So this is the one we have to do. So normally this is what we will also do it here, right? So if you go to this Databricks here, so this is the Azure Databricks, right? So there I'll go to this one because Azure Databricks, if I'm going to start the cluster, then it will take the cost. Some of you from non Databricks or non Snowflake background. So what is the meaning of cluster, right? So you'll be asking that. So if you take Snowflake here on the left hand side, Snowflake, we have three different layers, right? So you might be from Snowflake background. So we might have three different, the architecture wise, three different, three different layers. So you might be from a Snowflake background. So on top of any one of the one platform only, we will create. So this is like a storage layer, right? Storage, where it will store the data underlying AWS, so AWS S3 or Azure Blob Storage or ADLS. So we have the Azure here or GCP, any one of the platforms only, it will use it. GCP here, Google Cloud Platform, storage. This is storage layer. Then what is this particular layer? It is called compute layer. So what is compute layer? So computing is nothing but data processing. We will call it as query processing. It is mostly on the SQL based. This one is SQL based engine, whereas in Databricks architecture, if you take, so two different architecture here. So that also I'll explain it. In Databricks, we have the two different architecture. So what is that? I'll tell you. So here it is compute, and we'll go with this way. And so this is compute is nothing but virtual warehouse, right? So virtual warehouse. So here it is called a cluster. So here it is called virtual warehouse. So what is the meaning of virtual warehouse? So whenever we are going to do any data processing like insert, update, delete, aggregation, all this virtual warehouse only it will do. So what is virtual warehouse? We have the t-shirt sizing, and that is a computing, right? So this is a computing engine. It's like a massive parallel processes will do and all this. What is this layer? It's a cloud services layer, right? What is the use of cloud services layer? It will do all the metadata, right? Data governance, metadata, so everything it will perform. Similarly, in this particular Databricks also, we have two different architecture. We'll say the first one will say it's a control plane. Okay, this is control plane. It is nothing but it's a metadata cloud services. So what we have the cloud services, all kind of metadata, the backend. So whatever it is going to do, so it will do this one, metadata backend operations, like a data governance, data authentication, authorization. So storing the data where it has been stored, all this. So it's like a brain of the system. In this Snowflake, this is the brain. So here it is called control plane. So this is the brain of the system here, right? So we have the three different services here. So here it is a control plane, compute plane. So here we have one more architecture we have. So another one is compute plane. So compute plane meaning, so compute, we have two different compute here. So here also two compute. So one is we can use virtual warehouse or we can go for serverless. Have you heard about the serverless one? So now if you are going for any Snowpipe or the Snowpark, all this we are doing in Snowflake, that's a serverless computing we can take. Serverless meaning Snowflake will do this, all this, right? All kind of workload assignment, all this it will do. So here we have two kind of compute plane. So one is classic one, another one is serverless one. Okay. Anyhow, these are such overall idea I'm giving, but we will see architecture, everything like in detail in our session. Right. So classic one, we have the classic one. We are going to create a compute engine. We are going to assign it to the workloads. Okay, this particular workloads, I want to this particular compute and then this one. First of all, what is compute, right? Here we are saying that it's a the cluster, right? It's a compute engine, virtual warehouse. So here it is called a cluster. So cluster literal meaning is the English meaning is okay group. So group of resources. So here we'll call it as a cluster. Okay, it's called cluster here. So that cluster is nothing but compute. So what is this compute? So how we have CPU in our laptop. So CPU we have and dual core, hecta core, octa core, something like that. We have processor, right? So now we have a lot of processor. Okay, 16 core processor, so 32 processor. All this we have. Similarly, here we have the cluster. So group of compute engines. So why we have group of compute engine? Because we need to do like a massive data processing. So that's why we are going for cluster compute engine. So here it is called compute engine. If this cluster, if we create, so that is called a classic. If Databricks is creating, that is serverless. So everything we are assigning to this particular Databricks to take care, we can make use of the serverless. If you go to this particular Databricks here, then compute. So here, whatever we are going to do, so that compute. So are you seeing that compute here, left hand side? So this particular compute we have, it's a processing. So we can have only this serverless one. It's a serverless SQL warehouse. We can use it. This is the one serverless 2x small. It's like a T-set sizing. So they will give us 2x excess, that is extra small, then small, medium, large, all this will have here. So we can create here. This is a one very similar to Snowflake also. So because whatever we have in Snowflake, they started with Databricks. Whatever we have in Databricks, they're incorporating. So now on the right hand side top corner, we are seeing the workspace, right? So we can switch between workspace like a dev to QA to UAT, UAT to works this production. So we are using one particular account only. If you change this workspace, then the ID will change. Then it will go to cloud.thisdatabricks.com. But here, if you go to the link, so it will have link differently. So Azure Databricks. So ADB is nothing but Azure Databricks. This is the workspace ID. So each and every company will have different workspace ID dot Azure Databricks.com. So this way we'll have it .net, and here we'll use it. So when we are going to create GitHub integration and all, we'll have here. So right click, pull request you can do. So whatever the new notebook or new SQL or Python code we have created, so that we can deploy it into higher environment. So those concept and all we'll see later. But if you see left hand side, so we have these are the different options we can use. This is the workspace, and we can create a notebook here. It's very similar to Jupyter notebook. Just we can write a query here, dashboard we can create, and then this one is Genie. So now we have the Genie here. It's nothing but previously, like 1 month before or 2 months before, and all we were using. So like okay, 6 months before, 3 months before, we were using Databricks Assistant, right? Databricks Assistant. Now Databricks has removed this Databricks Assistant in our notebook and all. We can use this Genie one. Okay, so you can see this one. Genie is nothing but it's like assistant. So this is the similar one we have uh, in our Snowflake. It is called Snowflake is called Copilot, right? So we can use Snowflake Cloud One Copilot there, and then we can make use of this AI. Similarly, here it is called Genie Code. So we can make use of this one. I'll tell you how to create a different kind of codes here. I'll go to this one. So we can create a different Genie workspace. Jobs we can create. Data ingestion pipeline we can create. ETL pipeline we can create. Different pipeline we can create here. Alert we can create. Alert is nothing but okay, we created ELT pipeline. It will ingest the data from the source system to Databricks inside, and then we have to process it. While doing the ingestion, data ingestion, we are getting some failure. So that alert we can get it. So you remember in Snowflake, they have incorporated new concept called alert, right? That is nothing but this alert only. Okay, so here in Databricks also, we get the alert. We can set it up. Whenever any pipeline is getting failure, it will go to the alert. So this is compute, right? So this is compute models we can create. On the left hand side, these are the options. So learn, like documents and recent resources. So catalog. So catalog is nothing but, so it will show you all these databases. So how we have workspaces, different databases and everything to show you. Workspace, I have created default one. Whenever I'm going to run any particular create table, all this, it will be comes under this default workspace. I'll show you this one. And so this is like, and one more advantage. So here in Databricks, if I'm the developer, I created a notebook, I can share it with you. Okay, so I will go here, share it. I can share this entire notebook also to you. So then if I created in real time project, I created some code, I can share it with you. Then you can start continue from that as well. So to anyone, we can share it. Data governance and everything is there, and then create. So a lot of options are there. Create a volume is nothing but we can make use of the Delta Lake, see this storage, data lake storage. On top of that, we can create some storage here. Okay, so we can go here. So we can create some the volume here. So where we can do all kind of data volumes and everything here. Okay, so but anyhow, these options I'll tell you later. Information schema is nothing but it will hold all the metadata and everything. Whenever I'm going to create a table, it will go and create here, right? So table creation, we will see as a table here, but in the Databricks will take that data and then go inside any one of the platform it will store. Okay, inside. So please remember, Databricks will not store any data. Databricks will use any of the underlying platform, Azure or AWS or any platform, it will store the data here. Okay, so here jobs and pipelines will create it, and SQL editor, we can make use of this SQL editor to create it, and then so we can query it from here. So whatever SQL we have written, so that SQL editor, we can make use of this one. Whatever the queries we are doing it, all the queries will get stored here. So here itself, or we can save this one also. So while doing this query, for example, if I'm writing select star from the table name, something like customer table, I'm going to do. So first of all, we have to do, it's a high meta store. Previously, we were using high meta store. Now it is called Unity catalog and everything. Now they have changed. And so this one default. And so here it's a Genie code so that we can use. This is a computing. So we can go for compute, which compute we have. So that, so whenever I'm going to execute it, it'll automatically take that compute and share this particular, the whatever I have created here. And left hand side, you can go to this one, what we have created here. And this is nothing but catalog. So we can see the catalog. Okay, so we can toggle between catalog and then workspaces. So different workspace and everything. So whatever we are going to execute. So this one, okay, if I'm going to execute from here, it'll ask, so which uh, compute resources we are going to attach it, because compute resource only is for data processing. Okay, please remember, this is the main advantage of Databricks. If I'm going to attach it and run, whenever this customer data is stored on this underlying Azure platform or AWS or this other platform, this compute engine 2XL size, it's a serverless meaning Databricks will handle that resources and everything, and it'll automatically, it will went down. If yes, it will go down if you are not using it. Start, attach and run. If you do it, so then it will take some time to start it, and then we'll use it. In real-time project, dev, we will have some kind of uh, this compute engine. It's not serverless. The classic one we will create it, and QA will have different one. Even dev also we might have multiple multiple compute engines, and QA will have different compute engine on all this. So now we don't have customer table, right? It means it has executed the code and we are getting the some error here, right? So table or this view does not exist, customer not found, where in the default one. Okay, but we will create this one and then we'll do it. So here this is for SQL one. SQL one. This is data engineering side. We can do the data ingestion. We can see all the runs. And A and ML, we can see the playground. In Snowflake also, we have the Snowflake playground and models and agentic AI. We can create everything. So if we go to models here, so we can create a different models here. We can make use of any one of the models from this Databricks community, and then we can make use of some these models to create our own agentic and AI and everything AI stuff. We can do it here from here, right? So, but now, so I will go to this new, go to the notebook. So first of all, I will create some notebook here. So what is the advantage of this Databricks? We have different workspace, right? Different workspace we have. So workspace is for do this all kind of activities. It's nothing but dev. We can create one workspace. QA is another workspace. UAT, pre-prod, prod, different workspace will have workspace ID and everything. Then cluster. So cluster is nothing but the compute, right? So data processing. We have classic as well as serverless. So which one we want, we can use it. In our Azure Databricks, I will create, okay, if you go to compute here in Azure Databricks, this is Azure Databricks, we can have the option to create a compute, right? So all purpose compute. So that is not available here. If you go to this one, compute, we don't have access to create all purpose compute because this one they are giving free, right? So that they will restrict it, but this is cost. So we can go ahead and then create a compute. So what kind of compute I have to create it? Unrestricted or restricted personal compute, all this we can do. Shared compute, this is the Databricks runtime. So here we can go for example, machine learning. For machine learning, we need more computing power, right? So that we can go for something like machine learning power. Okay, so then we'll have the extra power here, but just I will not select it. So we can choose which compute we need. We have different versions here. So these versions and all I will take later. And we have the cluster one. Okay, so worker type, standard one. It's a 4 core. So you can see the 4 core, 8 core, 16 cores, 32 cores, 64 cores, all this. Like a t-shirt sizing we'll have and minimum maximum. Okay, it's a single node, only one node. Why we are going for multiple node? Because concurrency. We are all working in same project. We cannot expect all. So okay, we have a lot of jobs we have to execute on the same time. Can we go in a sequential way? Okay, you execute one job. Later it will. If I'm going to execute it on the same time, my job will go into the queue. So no need to go for that way. So we can go for this one, multi-cluster one, multi-cluster, multi-node, multi-cluster or multi-node meaning, okay, it will have parallelism. The threads will be created and it will do. So enable auto scaling, it will scale up or scale down and terminate after 120 minutes of inactivity. Don't go for 120 minutes because it's a cost here. So you can go for 2 minutes. So 2 minutes of inactivity, then it will go here and even we have to do a lot of things here. So very initial stage, we were facing some issues on this compute. Then we contacted uh, our this Databricks admin team. So even they couldn't find out why we are getting that performance issues. Then we created vendor ticket. Databricks team came into picture. They suggested a lot of options here. So that knowledge also I will share it with you all. Okay. So if you go to JSON here, then whatever we have put that JSON, it will be available here. You can put there or UI also you can put. This is nothing but this is the memory here. It's a RAM memory it will take. So 8 to 32 cores it will take. So this one and the 8 cores one we have created and prices. This is the DBU per hour. So this is the so how much cost it will take. So this is the cost. It will take 4 to 14 credits per hour. That credits and all will take later. So I will explain it later. And policies and all this we have. So different policies. So this way we can create a compute. But instead, I can make use of the serverless one. So if you go to SQL Works or this warehouse, we are the serverless one, right? So here also I can make use of this serverless one. And so job compute, we can create one, and pools, it's nothing but it's a agentic AI and all. We'll create multiple, it's like a container. Like one single pool, we can put multiple uh, compute, and that will take the capacity, minimum idle, maximum capacity, all this. This concept we'll see later. So first of all, we'll go and create a compute for our process. So make sure that if you are creating any compute in your Azure Databricks, make sure to suspend it. So if you are not using it, so that inactivity you can put 1 minute or 2 minutes. If you are not using it, it will go down. Because if you forget to suspend, if keep on running for 120 minutes, it will take a lot of cost. Okay, the credit, and they will calculate from your credit card only. They will charge it. So we are not going to use it here. So I'll go to this Databricks. Now the Databricks it's running. If you go inside this Databricks one, so what is the size? 2XL. After 10 minutes of inactivity, it will go down, and active one maximum. It's a single cluster, right? Single cluster one, and it's a current one. We cannot use it any other one, and we cannot do it. So here we can, if you want to stop it, so we can stop here from here. So because after 10 minutes only it will stop, and this one we cannot edit it. We cannot do anything. So monitoring we can perform, and when so what is the query it has executed, all this we can see here, right? So first of all, I'll go and create a notebook. I'll go to the notebook here, create a notebook. So this is the one we'll do. So we can write all the code from here. This notebook also, I can tell, okay, this is my first notebook. Okay, so first notebook, you can write, or so whatever the code you want to do, all this you can do. So here we have language you can take. So we have something like a Python, we have SQL language we have. So if you are from SQL background, you are going to do like a structured data processing. Normally you will use SQL only. Okay. So if you are going to do semi-structured, unstructured data processing, mostly in your project, they are using semi-structured and unstructured data processing. You'll be using PySpark here. Okay. So Python code here. So nowadays, so everything PySpark code or anything, PySpark data frame or all this we are creating. So we can make use of this Genie code here. So because this will help us a lot. Okay, even our customer also will tell us, okay, make use of this Genie code. It will improve your productivity. Like so, whenever you are going for any interview, they will ask you. So have you used any of the AI feature from your Databricks? Have you developed? So what is the productivity increment you are seeing that? Then you can explain them. Okay, so I have used Genie code, and that is what I have developed. My productivity has improved at least 30 to 40 percentage. Okay, if the Jira story they are assigning for 2 days previously, now I'm completing within 3 hours or 4 hours. So by using this Genie code and everything. Okay, so you can upload that complete this ETL document here, that ETL mapping document, and then that document it will automatically create the code here. Okay, so STTM document, if you upload it, it will create ETL pipeline code and everything. Then we have to troubleshoot it. So for that, we need the knowledge. That's it. So just to take the Python here, and just I'm writing something like this. Okay, so this is not a direct code. I'll use the Genie code here. Just to go to this one. Previously, it was named as uh, this one is called a Databricks Assistant. So now it is called the Genie code, and here I'm going to write. So generate a sample PySpark data frame for sales data. pyspark data frame for sales data. So I want to do it. Just to click on this generate. So it will do one data frame. It will create one data frame and it will create this one. Okay. So it has created now pyspark. It has imported the libraries. Okay. So what is the struct type, struct field, all this, integer type, all this, whatever the library is needed, and date it has taken from the date and time. So all this from import from date. These are the libraries. Okay, open source libraries it will take. And so that's what we are also going to use it. So whatever the libraries we need, we can import it. And this is the data frame. We'll use it, right? This is the data frame. So here we'll go to this struct type. So this is what we have to learn. So what is this? The schema, data. So data frame, all this we have to learn. Display of data frame, it's nothing but printing. So printf, scanf, all this we'll do, right? So that way, printf, just we are doing it. So if you accept it, so this is nothing but it's a PySpark data frame. So we created a PySpark data frame. Just I want to run it. Just you can run it. Allow. So now the serverless, it's already running. So you can see this is the one it's running now, right? So just I created a code, but I haven't created a data frame. It will create a data frame. It will show you the result here, and it will make these data. Okay, 5 records we have, and these are the records, right? Data. This is like a column: sales, sale ID, product, quantity, price, sale date. So all this we have. Backend it is processing. Okay, it will use this particular environment. See the performance. If it is taking a lot of time, you can go inside this performance. You can see and what kind of uh, data is doing that. Okay, so this one, sale ID. So this 123 represents as a number data type. So product is nothing but it's a ABC. It's nothing but new varchar data type. String, it's a number. It's like a decimal, and then date data type. So different data type we can use, and we want to download this data set as a CSV file. So we can click on this. CSV file will be downloaded. We can see here it's a CSV. You can see this one, right? So this is a CSV one. So normally in real-time project also, in production environment, some customer is asking for something like a data validation. Business analyst is asking, we will create this kind of data frame or SQL statement, then download this one. Okay, CSV file or Excel file, download this one and give it to them. And Databricks is very powerful here. So you can search a column as well as data. For example, I want to do it for this one, gadget one. So just I will put it here. So it will search the data also, right? Is it searching data? Even if you have huge volume of data, searching it's very easy here. Okay, so even 1 million record you have, 100K record you have, it will search. And column also it will search. Where is the price column is there? So it will highlight here. Okay, so even if you have hundreds of columns, whatever the column started with, so here you can see one of one. You can see this arrow mark. You can go to that particular column. It will show you filter out. So for example, you can keep the cursor here. So I want to filter out only widgets one. I can filter out is one of this wizard. Then you can see that alone. See, no need to go and write different query with where class. Okay, so normally how we will do in SQL statement, if I want to filter out, I will apply some filter where class, right? But here you just execute the data frame or you execute this query. On top of that, you can apply a lot of filters here. Not only one filter is one of equal contains lot of things will be there, is null, all this. So that we can perform here. That is what normally in a real-time project, we will analyze the data here. It's like even huge volume of data you have, billions of billions record you have, Databricks will give you within fraction of seconds that runtime, it will bring you the data. So this way, so even in production or any other environment. Okay. So this is the one I just did it. So I'll go here. I'll go and create one more. This is my first notebook. I'll create one more code. So here I will write apply. Okay, so some transformation logic. Write transformation logic for above sales data. I want to apply it. So it will apply some transformation logic and it will perform here. So it will produce a result here. Okay, so something like a group by product and aggregate total quantity. All this, it is making that, okay, for this we need some functions. It has, okay, we are performing some average for that this particular functions. Pyspark.sql.functions that we have to import it so that we have to use it. So this is very similar how we will use our normal SQL statement, but SQL statement we will write by using PySpark data frame. That's a only difference. We can use it PySpark. We can use SQL statement if it is a simple structured one. We can make use of this one. Okay, so we applied some total quantity, sales data, average price, everything we are seeing, right? So this is the one. This is one notebook. So we can do one notebook, right? I'm creating one more notebook. I'll go here. So because I want to create multiple notebooks there, I want to do something like, okay, this is something like not a customer or not a sales. So I want to go for something like customer data. Okay, customer data, this one. But now I want to make a SQL statement, not a this one. I'll write, okay, so create a customer table with sample data, 20 records, something like this for a particular transformation logic. Okay, to do some to do data transformation logic. Transformation logic. So normally I'm just using this Genie code because I want to, for the demonstration purpose, I just use it. So I want to write it, create customer table and everything, right? So this way I'm doing it. It has created something like a 20 records. It'll create, it'll go, and then it'll do. So everything it has done. So now, so why we are seeing that this underlying red color mark? Because we have to do it. This is in Python. We have to change it to SQL. So then percentage SQL will be there. Just execute it. So this will go and create a table now. Okay, so it will go and create a table and it will insert these data inside the table. Okay, just I'm executing it. It will insert the data, right? So just to check it. So this is the way. Just it will insert it here. Backend it is running. This is SQL command. Previously we were using PySpark code. So now we are writing SQL code. So if you are from SQL background, you know already. So number of affected rows 20 and then this one. But I want to write some select statement. So I can go here, I can apply select star from the table name, customer, then execute this one. So I can find this customer data. Okay, so what customer data I have? So that's one. But where it has created, where this table has been created, right? So it will use underlying data storage, might be a Azure or anywhere. But if you refresh here, it should have created here inside this catalog, workspace default, not refreshed here. So, but if you go to the catalog here, okay, let me open this catalog, open in note, a new, this one. I'll go to the catalog, okay, workspace, this is my organization workspace, go to default, tables, it has created a customer table. Are we seeing that customer table? PySpark is the Spark data frame only it created. It did not create a table. But this one will create a table because we asked to create a table here. It's a physical table we asked to create. There it's a data frame only. It did not create any table. So what data frame? This is this particular sales data frame. So this is like a temporary storage. It will store it and then it is displaying here. Okay, this way. But if you want to this data into a table, insert into select star from this data frame, it will do. But that too, we can write it by using SQL or by using PySpark code. So that we can do. Okay, but this is the physical one. You can go to this one. You can see the sample data, columns, and everything we can see here. Okay, select computing, all this, permissions, data lineage we can see. So all kind of, so if this particular table is connected with any other notebook or anywhere, it will show you here. Sample data, overview of the columns. Are you seeing that everything? Right? So everything we can see here from this particular table. So this one catalog. Similarly, if you go to SQL queries, whatever the SQL queries, we go here. So I want to run the query here, select start from the customer. So now I will run it, attach this one. This is the one workspace dot default one. So now we have the default one. We have the customer table here, right? Default tables we have. So even you can put a fully qualified path, workspace default dot customer. It is taking in the fully qualified path. You can see this one. So now we have the table. Previously we were getting error. Okay, customer table was not there. So now we can get the customer table and then we can get the data here, right? So this is the way we can do. Now it's a compute. Okay, compute is running. It is fetching. If it is trying to fetching, it is trying to fetch the data. We can see this one, right? So even if you go and use Genie code, now we have the 20 records we inserted. So all this we can see. So that I want to go for one particular city or one particular state. So then I can apply filter conditions, ascending order, descending order, filter. So one of this particular city, so I can put one particular city here. Okay, two records are there. Then this one, then this city. So how many records we have? All this we can do in this one. So even, so how many records are there? Everything it will show here, four rows out of 20 rows. If you want to download it, so you can download CSV file. All this we can do very quickly. So that's why data processing is very easy. So I hope you are clear how to process massive data, all this by using SQL and PySpark, right? Yes, we created two notebook. Am I correct? We created notebook. So how we can create this jobs and pipeline, that as well I'll explain quickly. Then I will take all your questions. So I'll go here. I'll go and create one more. So text is just a text here description we can put. One more code here. I'll go to the SQL. So I'll create this one. Okay. So apply. We can do some apply transformation logic. Transformation logic for the above customer table and store some result in a table or this. We can display also like a select statement also we can do. So this is SQL statement, right? SQL statement. We can change it to SQL here. Just to run it. So it will give you the some kind of transformation logic. Okay, so something like it has applied some masked email, phone number, area code, right? Some transformation logic applied, and this is what we have done the logic. So this entire notebook we can schedule it. Notebook alone we can schedule. Interval, then it will be running, and we can use some after this. We can use some. This is the resultant, right? We can go for one more code. So there we can write the Python code, download this particular data as a CSV file, upload it into ADLS path. Okay, so that also we can write it PySpark code. So that will do, and it will go to the ADLS path. So INV volume will be there. Okay, so we can create a volume here. So that volume also it will go and upload it. So how to create ADLS volume and all I will explain later. So we can create a volume and then we can do all this. So that is one thing. So I just created two different notebooks, right? I want to run these notebooks in a DAX. Okay, DAX is nothing but it's a job we have to run. Just to go to jobs and pipeline, go to this one. We can create a job. Okay, orchestration, notebook and everything. Just to go to this job. You can see this one job, right? Task runs. So add a notebook here. Just to go to this notebook and take this particular job. First job is for sales data, right? So I'll go to the sales data. So this is notebook and path we have to select it. Just to go to first one users, and after that we'll have the shared one. So that is shared one is nothing but so somebody else already created. So that particular job I have to do it. So it's a user specific, but when we are going to create a project level job, so that you have to go to this from the shared one. It's nothing but shared or a repository. So from the GitHub you have to take. Shared means somebody else has shared. Okay, so this one, go to this one, and first notebook, this is the one, right? For sales data. So confirm it. It's the first notebook, and you want to give some parameter, you can add it here, and all this you can perform here. Okay, so you want to create a dependency, so you'll have the dependency here. Okay, so you can add the dependency, all this. So this is that just to run it, but I want to go for one more. So you can create one more job. So create one more job here. Okay, save this one, add task, go to notebook. I'm just created this one. This is nothing but customer data. That is a notebook dependent on. So now we put the dependency dependent on this one. Compute we are using serverless, and path we have to select. So this is the path. Just to do it, normally this is what we will create a job. It's nothing but a DAX. Okay, for example, this job I can name it like DAX for sales and okay, I will do it after this. After creating this one, notebook environment created this one. So we can assign a compute. Okay, and then we can go for notification, which email, and schedule also permissions. So in real-time project, some ACL will be there. So that ACL we can add scheduling. So add trigger. We can go for this one, cron schedule, right? File arrival scheduled. So cron will be there. So even we can put cron scheduled one also. This one cron schedule, show cron. We can put cron schedule. So that also we can schedule it, or we can go for interval. So every 1 day once, 1 hour once. So all this we can put. This is the 1 day once, all this. So just so show cron syntax also, just to save this. And this is nothing but schedule one. It will be running. So at 9:39 it will be running. So 9:39 edit trigger. So 9:39 no, 9:45 I want to put it something like that. I can put 9:45, then it will run 9:45 a.m. Right? So that will automatically take it up. This is a job ID who has created, run as particular, this one, description, all this we can put here, right? But now I want to change this name. This is sales and customer data, something like that. I can name this particular job. So to the create a job. So even if you go to the job here, this one will be there. And now just go inside the job, or we can trigger it. Just I'm going to trigger it, run now. So then we will see the DAX. So here, so it'll show us a DAG. So this one go inside. So you can see this. Okay, first one is running. So compute cluster is running already. So it will create a data frame, and then it will do. Once this is completed, it will go to this customer data one. Okay, it's completed. So then it will go here. Okay, dependency we put, right. It's blocked. Now it's running. So this is the way we can create a dependency like a sequential, parallel, all this. It's based on our BI load and this one. Okay, it has been failed. So while we attempt, okay, it's going for 2 attempts. We have retry. By default, will go multiple reattempt, and we can put that attempts. How many attempts? It's a second attempt. It's going for. Go inside. See that logs. Why it is getting failed, right? Switch to timeline. Okay, go to this one first. This one, why it has failed? Go to this one because it's running. Okay, cannot create table or view. Default customer, it's already exist. We put only create table. We already created, right? Again, if you are creating the same table, yes, we will get this particular error. This is what we have to check the error. And if you want to diagnose this error, you can diagnose it. It will suggest that even it will go to the notebook. It will update that code also. But here I will just go to the notebook. I will change it directly. Workspace, go to this notebook. This is the notebook we created customer data, right? So this one I want to change, create or replace table, right? So just I changed it. It will auto saved. Okay, so it will automatically save. Go to the job now, and we want to do the repair task, right? So we are not going to do it. This one again subblocked. So one more time we can run it. Repair task will be there. Just to click on this. If you want to give some parameters, okay, so we want to pass date. some run frequency, job run ID, something like that. You want to pass it, you can pass it. But just to repair task, you can go to this one. 2 times attempted, third time it's running now. Okay, so this way we can see our list, we can go something like this. Graph we can see, timeline we can see. So different way we can see, but now it should complete. So this is the way we will do in our real-time project also, troubleshooting. Uh, this one, unit testing, all this will perform. Once unit test are completed, we'll go to the workspace. They're succeeded now, right? So you go to the jobs. So now it should have the succeeded one. It will automatically refresh it. Okay, succeeded, right? So then go to the task here. You can check the task later. You want to add task more, multiple tasks, schedule it, all this. So 9:45, this one, 5:30, this one, right? Our time only, 9:45 will automatically trigger. We'll see that also. Whether we are seeing that one more job here. So only I put two notebook, but we can create multiple notebooks here. Then we can create a dependency, parallel, sequential, all this. So a lot of BI workloads. Our normally how we will do in our Informatica data load, Informatica transformation logic. Same thing we can perform here. Everything we can do. Even if you go to the dashboard, we can create a different dashboard here. Okay, so create dashboard. So we can create a dashboard. But normally company, if they are using uh, Azure platform, they will use this Power BI. Okay, Power BI one. Whatever the queries we executed, everything will be there here. Okay, so all these queries, everything will be available here. And this one, query history. Query history will have all the queries history here. And the runs, data engineering runs, will have, we created two jobs, one job, one run we created, right? 9:45, it will have another job also, another run also will have it. So these are the options are available. This is what we are going to learn in our next sessions, next week, from next week onwards. So I hope you are clear. Just I have given overall idea about this training program and everything. I did not take what is Databricks, what is PySpark, all this. Um, Later I will take. Okay. So this is the weekend training, Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. IST. So this is the one. Later I will start weekday, evening batch, or weekday, uh, morning batch. But evening batch and all, I will start from August only. But as of now, we'll start with weekend batch. So those who are from working professional, I'll take this one. And it's like a 3 months. Okay, it's not 2 months, it will be a 3 months one. And so this 14th June, 14th June we are starting, not with the 13th June. 14th June we are starting. Okay, so next week Sunday we are starting the training program, and it will be a 3 months program, and we'll have weekend. This particular batch is for weekend, 8 a.m. This is the timing. Okay, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. It is not continuous 3 hours, because we'll give some break in between, 15 minutes break. First 1 hour I will take the session, 15 minutes question and answer. Again 1 hour, 15 minutes question and answer. So that we will have 2.5 hours, 15 minutes break in between. So that two different sessions will have. Okay, two sessions in one single day, Saturday, Sunday, two sessions. So this is morning time, right? So mostly I'll take 2.5 hours. I'll try to take 2.5 hours, not more than that. So these are these options. Okay, you'll be getting all the recordings in our platform. Okay, so everything I'll give you, questions and all the documents and everything. Okay, so all the 38 days documents and everything is there, content, everything we have. So that I will share it. So interview preparation, end-to-end project. Okay, so Spark I will take, and then here I will take Unity catalog. So Azure Data Factory, two sessions I will take, Data Factory also. Spark I will take. So how to create a framework, what is RDD, data frame, all this we need to know, data frame operations. So just we have used Genie code, right? But at least for troubleshooting purpose, we should know the Spark. So that I will take. Maybe I will share this particular course content to you all. So just to use it. So we are not going to, I'm not going to take this Databricks GenAI course here, but we will use the Databricks Genie code, make use of the code to develop our own Databricks one. Okay, so we will handle structured, semi-structured, unstructured data, all three kind of data here in our Databricks. I'll show you all this for business intelligence data processing. So not for data scientists, this is for data engineering side I'm taking. And resume preparation, project explanation, all this I'll explain it. And so the same you can explain it. So we will do them some capstone project at the end, mini project kind of one. And expectation from the learners is join the session without fail and complete the exercises on time and take the daily notes and prepare well. Catch up with the recording if you have missed it. Okay. So once you have joined this particular training program, so I request you to complete this program. Okay. So complete this training. Okay. So don't exit in between or don't look for any other timing and all because we are giving all these details for this particular batch, right? So this one. If you ask me what is the prerequisite for this one is SQL and Python and ELT, ETL logic, some basic concept. So Python we should know, but PySpark anyhow I'm going to take Spark and Python, all this. So how the Spark code we are writing, that is nothing but PySpark, is the data frame, all this to create. And this one. This course is for ETL developer, Informatica developers, Snowflake developers, and for data analyst, data engineering, data analytics managers, and candidates who work in the data transformation operations, so they can get into this Databricks. This course is not for data scientist, so I'm not taking Databricks with Gen AI. Maybe later I will take, so after some time, because I'm doing that Gen AI certification for both this Databricks as well as Snowflake. So once I complete it, I will develop it, the course. So this is the course content. So all the course content will start from, so what is Azure platform, what is cloud platform, what is data warehouse, data lake, lakehouse, Delta Lake, Azure Databricks, setting up the Azure Databricks and Databricks workspace and Databricks overview. First, we'll go with the Databricks because I don't want to make you more cost in this. First, we will learn all this in the Databricks environment. So that is more than enough to create it and practice everything. So which I explained this one. It's very simple, right? So you can see 9:45, one job has been completed. We scheduled it. So tomorrow it will run. So this one, but what I can do, schedule, I can pause it. Okay, I'll go here because it will be running the back end. I'll go to this one. I can pause it this one or delete the schedule. So whenever I'll next time I'll go inside, I'll resume it, then only it will run. But as of now, I paused it. So if it is resumed, then that time it will check for the this compute. If compute is not running, it will attach it and then it will start first compute. This compute, then only to assign it, it'll run this task. So that's the way job will run. So these are the topics I'm going to take. So once after completing the session, if you ask me, then I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. Go through that. So what I'm going to cover in this particular one, I'm going to take Azure Data Factory as well because some project they'll ask Azure Data Factory. Two sessions I'm going to take. Unity Catalog because the new features added here. So that new Unity Catalog also data governance I'll take. And the real-time BI integration, everything we'll do here. STTM document. So I will take one STTM document. We'll do one real kind of data processing with parameters, job creations, and we will create one data kind of framework. So there we will do. So this is more of structured data engineering side, and semi-structured and unstructured also will do that. So end-to-end project, question and answers, resume preparations, mock interview, everything I'll handle it. Okay. So this one. So I hope most of them from my Snowflake batch, and you know how we'll have that the training program. And this is a Databricks one, and we can make use of this Databricks for our data processing, all this. So I hope you are clear. So how are we going to provide all the details? I'm going to give the details in this particular website. Okay, so nicitacademy.com. So this website, I'm going to give it to you. So just you can log in with your student port login. So go inside this particular website. Let me show you that. this particular website, go to enrolled courses. Okay, so you'll be seeing that enrolled courses here. For example, I did not enroll for Databricks. I enrolled for Snowflake. I'll go inside. So this is the same one, you will be seeing it. Okay. So if you want to see that, n number of times you can watch it. So this one, this is very similar to Snowflake. Similarly, you can go for this one, Databricks also, similar kind of. I'm going to give it to you. It's like a portal, lifetime access. You will have all the recordings and download the materials from here so that you can do all this. This is for even one more thing I want to tell you. This and Databricks, it's a cloud platform. Every now and then they will change. Every now and then they will change. Whatever we are saying now, after 3 months, they will change the UI. They will add some few concept later. Okay, for example, 3 months, 6 months before, if I would have taken this particular training, I should have explained with AI assistant, Databricks assistant. Now you cannot ask me where that assistant, right? Because Databricks, they have changed it from AI assistant to Genie code. So this one, they changed it name. So this one, there's nothing but Gen AI code only. They have just named it like Genie code here. And this is the one we can make use of this one. Okay, so everything. So I hope I have answered, sorry, I have explained it very clearly. So what you are expecting. And but this is overall idea about this Databricks course. But in detail, we'll see from next week onwards. Next week, we are starting from Sunday. After that, we'll have Saturday and Sunday, all the days, like 20, 21st, 27, 28. So this way, it'll be like a 3 months to 4 months program because I have to take PySpark. I have to take this one, Databricks completely. And please utilize this time and be prepared with some Python basic concept and SQL concept. SQL, you need to know completely. So even Python, if you don't know, we can manage it with this Genie code. SQL also we can manage it. For troubleshooting purpose, we should know SQL and Python. Okay, they will ask you in interview. So how much knowledge you have in Python? Okay, so once Databricks course complete, can I apply for Snowpark job in this one? Snowpark is for Snowflake. Databricks is different one. Snowpark and Databricks is different one. Okay, so that Snowpark I'm not going to take here. That is, so how we have PySpark here, similarly we have the Snowpark there. You have to compare and then you have to learn that Snowpark there. Okay. So Snowflake concept I'm not going to take here in this Databricks one. If you have some knowledge on Snowflake, then you compare it this PySpark and Snowpark. You can do the same thing there also. Or these recordings have lifetime access with a limited time period? No, lifetime access only. At least once in a year, you have to log into the website. You have to check the recording once in a year, 365 days, once in a year, you have to check. So even after that, if you are not seeing that, no issues. We can do it in the backend. We will create it. So how the Gen AI manage the workflows and multiple agent in Databricks environment. So that's what Gen AI course I'm not going to take here, but Gen AI course we have in our real-time project also agent we have. So just assign the, it will go to the GitHub Copilot. It will do all the analysis of the code, whatever we have already uploaded. Multiple developers, we created multiple branches on multiple codes, and it's a repository. We have the code repository, right? So this agent will do all kind of analysis, and then whenever I'm going to assign a task, okay, from the GenAI department, they created agent, and that agent I'm going to assign the task. It will automatically work on the this Jira. It will make that particular code changes everything. It will create a pull request. It will ask us to review and take it forward. So that's what it will go. PySpark, you can go through that what I'm going to take it in the PySpark. So before joining the training, I request go through this course content, what I'm going to cover, because after end of our, after joining it, you should not ask, okay, why you haven't taken this one, right? Whatever here it is mentioned, that I will take. Okay, PySpark I'm going to take. This is the PySpark. What is RTD? So creating the RTD, whatever needed for this data processing, structured semi-structured, unstructured data processing. So that I will take here. Okay, in the PySpark one. CSV for structured one, JSON for unstructured one, Parquet file, and then ORC file. Spark SQL for this one. So Spark SQL. So how we are creating uh, SQL in the Spark side. So that I will take. So later, if you want to go with even complex Spark code and everything you want to write, with this help, GD code and everything, we can write it. So you can write that one. Okay, so please go through that, this one. So we have a lot of videos for Azure Databricks. Why we have to choose, okay, so why we have to choose NICIT Academy, right? So, so that is up to you. You want to take NICIT Academy, the way I'm going to explain it. So I have 17 years of experience overall. So I'm working on this platform, Databricks, and this one, Databricks as well as Snowflake. These are my skill set. So I have completed my certification and everything. So I can give you this one with my uh, real-time exposure, so that I can give it to you. It's up to you. You want to take it from the internet or Udemy or anything. So that's up to you. You can take it off. So, but here it will be a systematic one. You will have interactive one. You will ask all your questions. I will give you that. Okay, so systematic way I created the content, like how I created the content for Snowflake or Informatica or SQL. So like all 40 days I created the content. You will see like a mentoring. Okay. Again, I'm saying, so whatever I'm giving you, it's not like 100% everything on the Databricks, right? So I'm going to mentor you. I will give you this path where you can learn it. You can go beyond that as well. So that is on top of that, you can learn many things. So whatever I'm saying, 99% okay, it's correct. 0.5% or 1% may be incorrect because a lot of changes are coming up on Azure side as well as Databricks side. They might have changed it, and you have to do some research on this, and you have to do go beyond that as well. Okay. So why you want to choose this one, NICIT Academy? Because so I have this all this structured course, my exposure, I can give you that details. And so these are the course content which I explain. And cost wise also, less cost only. So for this first batch, I put less cost. Okay, so next batch, definitely I will change a little bit on the course content. I will change this cost because this is my first batch. So always like a Snowflake, I charge less for first batch. Similarly here also, um, the cost wise everything you can connect with me. So what is the cost and everything? I will share it because the session is being recorded. So next time if I'm changing the cost, so then you will connect with us. Okay, so what is the cost here? Okay, so I'll explain. So what is the cost? And even you can go to the portal, you can check the cost. What is the cost for this training? Okay, so can we integrate Databricks with other cloud like AWS and GCP? Yes. So externally we can integrate. So we can bring the data to Databricks. Even if you are using ADF, yes, you can bring the data. Or Informatica, you can use, bring the data to here. Or just you can use any other platform like we can use, what is this? Python we can use, or any other data ingestion tool we can use it. Or data ingestion, only one single unified platform, Databricks also you can use it. So no need to go for any other platform. So iceberg table and all I will take. Okay, iceberg concept and all I will take. So that's a part of this one. So this Databricks side. And what is the difference between SQL editor and notebook? So notebook, SQL editor is for only for SQL. Okay, so what we are going to write here, this one will have only SQL. So you cannot write any PySpark code here, right? Can you write some PySpark code here? No. This is will have only SQL. But notebook, we can write both SQL as well as this PySpark code. You can switch between. It's like an interactive notebook you can create, and you can switch between these two, and you can schedule it also. This notebook you can schedule it, right? So then this one you can see some schedule is there, 9:45. We have the schedule, and it will run 9:45, right? So this one we can schedule it. It's not only Python, SQL, Python, both we can switch. PySpark code we can write. PySpark is nothing but we are using Python, and then we are creating the data frame. Okay, so that is the difference between these two, right? SQL editor and this one. So notebook is like a stored procedure. Am I right? No, stored procedure, that is different concept. Okay, you are storing as an object. You are writing SQL statement, but notebook is like a. So have you used a Jupyter notebook? It's an interactive environment where we can write all the code here. Data engineering code. Even you can write A and ML code. Everything you can write it in the notebook. Okay, so here PySpark and SQL. So switch between all this. So that's a notebook here. Okay, and so if you create a table, insert data in Databricks, it will be loaded into ADLS storage. Yeah, if you are using Azure, then it will use the ADLS. Okay, so how to manage this one? Because on top of this particular Azure platform, if you would have created, so that is the ecosystem. We will work on this, and we'll be creating ADLS here. So even we cannot see that how Databricks is storing the data and all, but we can create one storage account. We can make use of the storage account here. So just to go to the container here, the storage account. This is on the Azure environment I'm saying, okay? Data storage container. Go inside the container. You can see the container here. You can upload some file. So this file also, I can move it to Databricks. I can process it. Okay, so for example, 5 files they uploaded into Databricks, sorry, Azure environment, ADLS path. This is blob storage, right? So they put it here, and I want to make use of these files for data processing. Yes, I can take it from there. I can create a pipeline. I can do it from here also. So that kind of one I will explain later in our session, because I have to go with Azure Databricks concept and everything. Okay. So then nowadays, declarative pipeline, yes, because Delta Lake, they change it like a declarative pipeline. So that is also, I will explain it later. Okay, so in our session, the Delta Lake, how they have rebranded with the declarative pipeline. So that also I will take. Okay, so we have a lot of videos for Azure Databricks. Okay, I think I have answered it. Are we going to in-depth PySpark or basic only? Whatever needed for day-to-day activities as a data engineer, I will take that one. You have to go beyond that. Okay. So whether you will take weekday batch, yes, I will take, but it will take some time. It may take 2 months. August month, definitely I will take uh, morning or evening batch. But up to now, I will take only weekend batch. So how Gen AI manage the workflows and multiple agents? I think I have answered it. So I hope I have answered it all the questions. I got some questions from Pradeep. In Azure cloud, so difference between Databricks and Snaps Analytics. Okay, Snaps Analytics, it's a cloud data warehouse environment from Azure environment, right? So where it's like a structured data. So how it will store the data there, and so it's like a cloud data warehousing environment. It's not a lake house. Okay, but this Databricks is a unified platform where we can perform all these kind of activities with one single platform. So Snaps Analytics, it's like a data warehouse environment, just a warehouse. Okay. For Azure Data Engineer job role, so Azure Data Engineer, we are learning all the services, Azure services. It's only for Azure related, right? But in Databricks, we are learning in depth on the Databricks side. So how we can use only this Databricks for a unified platform. So only Databricks, not any other scheduler, not any other ingestion tool or any other tool. We are not using it. Only Databricks will use it for data ingestion, data processing, data transformation, all this. Even on top of Databricks, we can use this DBT to process the data transformation. Some project they will use. So what is the recommended Databricks certification we have? Yeah, that is also, I'll explain it. Databricks Associate certification we have, role-based certification we have, GenAI certifications we have. So all this I'll explain later. So complete Spark or PySpark will be covered. Spark I'm not going to cover. I'm going to cover PySpark. Okay, so Python with Spark, it's called PySpark. So that I will take. And this is like a weekend session. Later I will start weekdays. So what all the certification covered? This is Databricks Associate Certification Training. Okay. Is it possible to change the class timing 30 minutes early? I'm in CST time zone. Okay. TS CST time zone. Maybe I will take it like 8 to 10:30, not 11, because some of them are there in on-site. This other different regions. It may be late night for you on Sunday. Saturday is fine, but Sunday it might be a late night, or Friday it will be a late night or for you, right? So not Friday. Yeah, Sunday morning I'm taking. It should be a Friday for you, right? Sunday morning. It's a Friday night and Saturday night. I think you can take it up. But anyhow, so I'll try to fix it by 8 a.m. to 10:30. Okay. But why it takes a lot of time to show the result? Okay, it's a good question. You are saying that it is processing huge volume of data. Why it is taking so much time to show you the data, right? Because that time it has taken to start this serverless computing. Okay, now if you see, serverless computing is on which state? Suspended state, because that is the advantage of Databricks, right? So server is, if we don't have any load, no need to run the server, right? So, but to start it, for example, if I'm going to run the select star from the customer, it will take some time. Why? Why? Because I'm going to start this and attaching it. This Databricks starting, it will take some time. But if you take a Snowflake virtual warehouse, it will start quickly. But even in our real-time project, if the job is running, minimum 5 minutes it will take to start this particular this compute. If any of the other jobs are using this particular virtual warehouse, then it will be quick. So even see this, now it is initializing it. So it will be quick and then it will pick the data now. Okay. So now it should pick the data. So what is the latency and everything you can see here. So how, if you go to the performance, you can see this one. Okay. So in real time, it will not be this much delayed. If once the compute is running, it will be very fraction of seconds. Okay, 31 seconds it took, but it will not be 31 seconds in real time. Okay, so I just want to tell you that even if it's a very big table, terabytes of data we have in our sales table, transaction table, all this, trade tables, a lot of tables are there. From those tables and all, it will take very quickly. So even if I'm going to use one where class without this key column, so that as well, it will fetch the data quickly. Okay. So does it automatically go to the suspended mode? Yes. We put some timing, right? We put some timing, this one. So what is the timing here? We put the configuration, go to that configuration here. 10 minutes, right? So while we are this serverless one, it's 10 minutes of inactivity. So up to 10 minutes, it will be in running state. That they will charge it. If you are using Azure Databricks, they will charge it. But here they will not charge it because it's a Databricks one. They will charge for this one, serverless one, right? It's a keep on running 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it'll go to the suspended state. And when do we do that? Sorry, when do data processing through Databricks? So what would be the target to load the data? Yeah. So everything target and source will be a ADLS path. If it is Azure Databricks, it's a ADLS path and ADL. So Delta Lake table, we will use it. We will see that tables and all. So you see, this is the table we have used. So what kind of table it should have created on the back end? It should be a Delta Lake table, right? So if it is creating Delta Lake table, it's a framework. What we are seeing as a table, but underlying this Databricks will use that underlying platform, the cloud platform. That's what I put here, the Delta Lake. So it will use this Amazon S3 or Azure ADLS path, okay, or GCP, GCS, cloud storage, right? So these data lake environment only it will use and then to store the data. It's like a data lake, right? It's storage, Databricks, it will not perform. It will not do any data storage. Databricks is for data processing only. Okay, please remember, whatever the storage we are seeing, everything, any one of the platforms only. That is a thumb rule. Okay. Yeah. And In real-time project, companies using both Snowflake and Databricks in single project. Any use cases? Yeah, because even in our real-time project also, both we are using not on the same data pipeline. So East region, West region we have. So East region pipeline, they are using a source system is compatible for SQL workloads, and then they are using Snowflake. West region, we are using this Databricks, right? So similar, different kind of workloads only they'll use, not in the same pipeline. They'll not use, okay, only one project, they will not use both. Some use cases, okay, they want to, some POCs they will do. Initial stage, they will do some POCs, like, okay, which platform we have to choose, which is cost effective, which is very faster data processing, all this to check it. So that they will use two different processing. Even in our previous project and all, they did this POCs alone, like a last 6 month. 6 month they did that uh, POCs, and they have chosen that one platform. Okay, either we can go for Databricks or Snowflake, or these platforms, sorry, these pipelines we can go for Databricks. These pipeline we can go for Snowflake. So that kind of uh, POCs they will do, and they will choose it. Okay. Can I learn then Databricks with AI? So that's what I'm saying here. So please don't have any wrong perception here. This is completely for data engineering side I'm going to take. Okay. Data engineering side, we are going to make use of this Gen AI code, Genie here, and we are making our productivity, improving the productivity. So this is the AI here. Okay. So how are we going to use AI here and improving our productivity? We are not generating any Gen AI agent here. We are not going to see that, okay, LLM, or we are not going to create any agent here, nothing. Okay, so that is Databricks Gen AI course, that is different one. So please don't get confused. So please joining the session, please go through that, what I'm going to cover here. Okay, because I should not give some wrong perception here. You should not also take some wrong perception. Okay, I will take all this Gen AI here. No. So how we are going to make use of the AI in our day-to-day deliverable. So that I will cover it. So this AI, I'm not going to take. This will be a separate course, Databricks AI platform. So how to create a playground and AI gateway. So how to create a models, and all this are different one. Okay, so different one. That is data scientists will do. But whether this one, is it okay to go with data engineering as a data engineer? It's more than enough. Okay, more than enough. That is what we are also working on this real-time project. And so is there any cost for this Genie? No, the cost is there. Whenever we are using that Genie code here, definitely it will be a cost, but it will, so since we are using this one free editions, the cost will be borne by this Databricks itself. Okay, we are not being charged because we are not going to give any credit card information, right? But in your Azure Databricks, if you are using it, then they will charge it if you are using the assistant. Okay, but anyhow, we will use this Databricks environment. This Databricks itself, free edition itself, we can make use of this. Later, last 4 or 5 sessions, maybe I will show you Azure platform with this one. I'll compare it to comparatively explain it. But if you are okay to have Databricks in Azure, you can create it and then you can start practicing it. There is no difference between this one and that one. What is the difference with Azure environment ecosystem? That I will explain it here. Okay. So I hope you are clear. So what these two, okay, it's almost 2 hours I have taken. And if you have any questions you want to ask through uh, interactively, you want to ask, just raise your hand. I will unmute. You can ask your questions now. Okay, one by one, I will unmute. So you can ask your questions. Most of the questions I have answered it. Still, if you have any personal questions, you can connect with me and then ask. Okay, so give me some time. I will unmute one by one. Yeah, please go ahead. Ready?
I am good, actually.
You are good, right? Okay. So then
Yeah.
Shankar, please go ahead. If you have any questions, you can ask.
Hi Chandra, I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. And actually, I got earlier worked as a AWS data engineer. I'm very good in Glow everything. Recently, last week I got project to for the healthcare domain. It is leading in US. So I'm completely now work on the Azure Databricks. So this is my current project, and I want to. There is, right, in the store procedure, in the earlier environment, they're using Microsoft SQL Server. So they have all so many of the store procedures. The code maybe more than 1,500 lines. Then when I want to that move to in Databricks, I want to create a data frame everything. For that, how it will be help for this course.
Yeah, see, this course, right, starting from the basic, it will
Okay.
go up to this one. Okay, so you have to learn, first of all, the Databricks ecosystem. I'm not going to take any
I know I
uh,
have a basic
yeah,
idea about
this
that
project and all.
Databricks.
See, each and every project will be a different model. Okay,
Okay.
where we have used data stage to Databricks conversion, right?
Yeah.
Informatica to this Databricks conversion, or Informatica to ADF with Databricks conversion. Lot of different project will be there. They'll be
Okay.
converting. So each project we cannot explain it here, but
No, I
Databricks
want to the
concept,
idea about that basic knowledge
yeah,
and how to manage that
yeah,
shit.
that's what. See, I'm going to take Databricks completely. From there, you can take it forward. You can implement the knowledge into your project. You can go beyond that. Okay. Because here,
Mm.
still you can use the take that code. Okay. You might have used some tool. Okay. You might be using it in your real-time project where it is going to convert your this SQL server procedure to this code, Databricks PySpark code. You might have some tools, it might convert it, and then you'll be doing some unit testing. You'll be doing that Databricks code. Maybe, I'm not sure. You might be using it. Or as a manually, you are taking that procedure. You will be creating a table, source table, target tables, and
Yes,
everything.
exactly. I'm doing for that only now because there is I'm creating a DDL manually. Then I'm just conducting for all the store procedures. Initially, as per the integrated part, we just creating seven different procedure initially taking, and just we are trying to convert through that. So that is bit difficult for now because don't have any tools.
Yeah, so
So
see, it depends on the companies. Okay, some companies will have the tool, some companies will go for okay manual migration, all this, right? So if you
yeah.
are doing the manual migration, take that code, create a DDL and everything, then use this Genie code here, and then
Okay.
create it, do the unit testing, and if the code is everything, you compare with previous code, right?
Okay.
Data validation, reconciliation, definitely you'll do. So it's a two different pipeline will be there, right? So existing pipeline, it is using that, and you are creating a new pipeline. So this pipeline will load the data, and then you will be doing the data reconciliation between these two pipeline. So these concept we have to do, and while creating the data frames and all, so you can use the Genie code here. Okay. But
Okay.
my recommendation is learn this entire Databricks environment. So
Okay.
completely, even small concept you want to do it in your real-time project. So that time it will be helpful for you. Okay. So what is this one? How to integrate with the GitHub? So what is the workspaces? All this you will learn from the basic, right?
Yes.
So that way. Okay. That then after getting the knowledge, you apply the knowledge in your project.
So that's the thing, right? So we are all paying from the highly. So they not allowing to duration of 2 to 3 months. So that's a concern. I just raised the hand here. So okay, this project anyway I have to manage. There is no option in future. If it is how this course is help for me, it is a healthcare industry project or in the financial project.
That's what, see, as I said, I will provide you the knowledge on
Okay, these
Databricks.
are so actually whatever the
Okay.
basic knowledge
Yes.
I need.
Databricks
So
side. Okay.
mhm.
Databricks side. You can apply the knowledge into different domain
Okay,
because we have a lot of domains, lot of different project after migration project are going on. So everything we cannot take it in different way, right?
yeah, that's understood because the project is
Yes.
different. Every project is different. All together, you cannot able to handle for one particular training. Yeah,
So
I'm
here
clear
I
on
will
that.
create a ETL pipeline for insurance
This
domain
ETL
and
pipeline, were you going to create in the Databricks itself, or you're going to any ADF, or where you're going to create this?
Databricks itself.
Databricks itself, which was
Yeah,
you're showing in the demo, the same way you are going
yeah.
to process.
Create with
Hmm.
parameters and how to
Parameters.
create a job,
Hmm.
environment file. How the environment file will be used in multiple workspaces, if it is dev QA, all this, right? So
Hmm.
that way we'll create a one project end to end so that the same knowledge you'll get it. So again, I'm saying I cannot support any real-time project here
Yeah, I know
because
that. See,
because
this is the knowledge.
this
Hmm.
is some wrong perception. Students will come back and then say, okay,
Hmm.
you said you will take a real-time project. Real-time project code, I cannot take it because of complaints and all these issues, right?
Yeah.
So it's a public forum. I cannot share that information outside. And also, I will take that pipeline and you can use the knowledge into your project. You can apply the knowledge and then you can solve your day-to-day problems. Okay,
Okay.
so that I can give you 100% guarantee. If you learn this one, and definitely you can work on your real-time project. So this is the course content. Please go through that course content,
Yeah,
what
I
I'm going to
already
cover.
go today morning this, so somehow that's what I raise the questions. How? Because there is next month I'm going to create the agentic AI for the all the my job, and the agent should handle in the Databricks itself, under the Databricks, right? I want to handle there. So this is the topic. It is too critical for me now, but that's the reason I saw the in the chat. I just joined the demo classes. I just need to clarify something, and I want to manage in the future also. So this is my question. Thank you. I'm taking long time anyway. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem. Okay, so because why I'm clearly explained that, right? Some students after some time they're coming up and then they have some wrong perspective and then they have some questions, right? Okay, you said something like a real-time project, why you haven't taken real-time project? So real-time project architecture, everything we cannot bring it into our this platform, but that kind of architecture, okay, how ETL pipeline will have that ETL mapping sheet, all this will perform. With that knowledge, definitely you can work on that. So troubleshooting, unit testing, all this, if you do here, that knowledge will help you out in your real-time project. So this is overall about Databricks and Azure Databricks environment.
In the
So
AI part,
overall idea.
here Gen AI only, Genie only you are supporting for in the AI part.
Yeah, so that as a data engineer, I'm going to use this Genie code to develop my this one. For example, first part, right? Your first part. First part, you are converting SQL Server code into this one, right? That you can use Genie code. But the second part, which you explain, you have to create a agentic AI, and then you have to assign a Jira task to that agent, and then it has to do all the coding, right? So then you need to know this AI and ML process. So that I will take later, okay? Because that needs a Gen AI certification and all. So that I will take later.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
maybe the AI ML part will be help for more future, because
yeah,
everyone is
definitely. Yeah,
focusing, but not
that's the
focusing,
reason.
pushing us to do that.
Yeah,
They're not asking, they want to do.
yeah, correct, correct. That is for me also. For me also, it's mandatory. Uh, so everyone has to learn now. So this Gen AI and everything. So if you are planning for Databricks course, you plan it pipeline with Gen AI certification also in the pipeline. So first you
Oh,
go for Databricks Associate. So
okay.
later you aim it for Databricks Gen AI certification.
Understood. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. Sorry, team. Everyone, I'm just taking a little time. So sorry for that.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, hi, sir. Please, Pradeep.
Yeah. Yes, Pradeep. Please go ahead.
So I have a little bit confusion in taking the course like Snowflake or this Azure Data Engineers. For this, I have one question, sir. This Snowspark and Databricks, the functionality is same or used to manage the Snowspark also huge volume of data, and in that also Python, using Python code only, or like SQL code they use and they do the data processing activities in Snowflake, Snowpark as like Databricks. So,
Yeah.
is my
So yeah, I understand. To answer your question, this Databricks, they started mainly on the PySpark, right? PySpark, all the Spark, Apache Spark, they started distributed. computing framework. Similarly, Snowflake, they started on the SQL side, SQL engine. So whatever we are performing, everything on the SQL. But later, to compete with this Databricks, Snowflake also. So whatever in Databricks we have, okay, let me, if I can show the Snowflake also, I can show, because connected. Snowflake also, whatever you are seeing, catalog, you are seeing that data sharing, A and ML. So here we have the A and ML. So what we have seen there, it is there here, models, analyst, A studio, playground. So everything is there here also, ML and everything. And transformation we can perform here. Project we can use workspaces, there also workspace is there. Data ingestion we can do, data transformation, monitoring, that is a job we can create, right? Task we can create, all this. Alerts, which I explained there. Application we can create, Streamlit or some application we can create, catalog, data sharing, compute. So compute is there, that the cluster, admin related one, right? So everything is there. Snowpark, see, so in Databricks is called pyspark. Similarly, they created the Snowpark in this Snowflake. It's like a Python code we have to learn. And then, so here also we have the notebook, similar notebook we have. But here, as of now, it support this Python and SQL. Okay, so here also it's a interactive one. You can switch between Python and SQL, same thing. So here also we'll do. So if you want to learn, if you want to process structured data, you go with only with SQL. Okay, it's fine. Semi-structured data, SQL is fine. Then, but if you want to process unstructured data, okay, so then A and ML model, everything you have to process it. So then you have to use the Snowpark. You got it? So you have to learn that Snowpark, this RTD, for data frame, all this you have to learn here also. That is similar kind of Spark concept only. Spark concept with Snowflake is called Snowpark. Spark concept with Python is called PySpark there in Databricks.
So one small final question, sir.
Hmm?
So if I go with Snowflake course, so is it mandatory to have the Snowpark skill to clear
Data
to get the
science
job in
related
Snowflake?
project. Data
To
science
get the
related
job in
project.
Snowflake.
Data
To get
science related project. If you want to go, then go with Snowpark. That's up to you. Data engineering side, if you want to go, then it's a data engineering side. These are the more than enough. Okay, so don't get confused with all this. Everybody cannot be this AI. So if we have 100 developers, all the 100 developers, are you going to generate some agentic AI? No. So some at least 5 or 10% they will generate it. Remaining 90% we are going to use that agent, right? So everybody is going to generate the agent, then what will happen? So only we will generate the agent, right? That's it. So who will use it? So we are going to use it. And yeah, definitely they will use many agents, they will create it. And many enhancement it will come into picture. So that is data scientist will do. Data scientist on the data scientist side. But here, yes, definitely you choose data engineering side you want to go, or A and ML side you want to go. AI and ML side, if you want to go, you start with Snowpark, all this. Okay. Data engineering side SQL, that SQL or all this you want to go. DBT, SQL and all this. That's up to you. Even choosing between Databricks and Snowflake, that's your choice. So I'm not, so I have given you the instruction. Okay. Databricks, this is what, Snowflake is this is what. Because later you want to you should not come back and ask, okay, you suggested me Databricks, but I'm getting a lot of opening for Snowflake, right? Or you suggested me Snowflake, I'm getting a lot of opening for Databricks. No, I will not suggest. I have given you the instruction between Databricks and Snowflake. You choose whatever you want. Okay. Both have opportunities. Whatever you are learning, learn completely. You take Databricks, learn completely, or you take Snowflake, learn completely. But if you are from Snowflake background, learning this Databricks is easy. If you are from Databricks background, learning Snowflake is easy because both are competitors. I will share the Python video, basics of Python video. A lot of videos are available on internet also. You can take it up. So now don't worry much on this Python. Python is only needed for interview purpose, right? Python framework, all this data frame, all this, that we can prepare it. But if you go to real-time project, definitely you can make use of this Genie code, because our customer also will say that, okay, use this assistant to improve your productivity. Okay.
Yeah, got it, sir. So it is not mandatory to have the Snowpark skill to clear the Snowflake job, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Snowflake data engineering side. I'm saying Snowflake data engineering side, it's not mandatory. But
Yeah,
if you are
got
going
it, sir.
for Snowflake with data science related project, then Snowpark is mandatory.
Clear, sir.
So, Chandra, actually, we have been loading the data into data frames, right?
Yeah,
So, in Databricks, it's just a pass through. I mean, data does not get stored in Databricks. And from where from these data is stored
it's
when
like
we
a
program?
temporary. It's like a temporary. This Databricks may be using that Azure, that backend. Okay. So what
Okay.
we have selected, so this will be using that any one of the platform, AWS or Azure or this one, because this is free edition, right? So
Okay.
this underlying platform, they might have used AWS or Azure or GCP.
Okay. So,
Without that, it cannot store the data. This customer
that is what
table, it will store
I
there.
also, my understanding is also just a ETL or ELT tool. So no data is stored within the Databricks environment, right? So
Yes,
that's what I
correct.
was wondering.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is one thing. The other thing is, see, with respect to, I mean, like DBT. So my understanding is both DBT and Databricks perform the same kind of functions.
Yeah.
Okay, but when it comes to storage, there only either Azure Synapse or Snowflake comes into picture. That is my understanding.
No, no,
So
no. See,
what is the
storage
fundamental?
also, storage also, if you go to Databricks, then they will use Azure ADLS storage completely, data lake, EDL, enterprise data
Okay,
lake. All the tables, raw tables, curated tables, and intermediate tables that we have the medallion architecture, right, for our data engineering. We
okay,
have a raw layer, then that is nothing but bronze layer. Then we are doing that data cleansing, data quality, data governance, all this activity in the silver layer. Then we are moving the data to gold, platinum layer, right? Multiple layers we are moving. So all these are inside the data lake. So that is our underlying platform, ADLS. So how
okay. Inside the data lake means for Databricks. So
S3,
that
S3 or ADLS path it will use.
ADS
It
path.
will show us a
So will
table
it
here.
be stored in the Parquet file or it's a temporary
Yeah, it's a Parquet file, backend.
backend? Okay,
Yeah.
but finally it will be loaded into one final database, right? Like Synapse or
No.
Snowflake.
So that
That is
is
what.
you are using snaps for data warehouse environment. Like
Okay,
Lakehouse, if you're using Lakehouse is nothing but data lake plus warehouse, right? That's a Lakehouse. If you're creating
okay,
as a Lakehouse, so after this, you might be loading the data into the Snaps Analytics, right? So that
yeah.
why. That's why.
Okay, so not necessarily. So all these, I mean, like all these days, I was thinking Databricks will pull data from elsewhere and maybe from different like ERP or flat file, and then it will load into ADLS Gen 2, and from there it will read it, data and load it into uh, Azure Synapse or Snowflake.
That
That
is
is
what
what my
Azure
idea.
data engineering side, you are using only Azure services, not
Okay,
Databricks services. If you are using
okay,
Databricks services, okay, you will not
okay.
use that the Snaps Analytics, no need, right? Everything data processing, everything you can do Databricks itself, and you can store it in this Delta Lake tables,
Delta Lake table. So these Delta Lake tables, where is the exact storage? It is in
ADLS.
uh,
If you are
ADLS
using
Gen 2.
if you are
Okay.
using Azure Databricks, it's the ADLS.
Okay. So the difference between Data Lake and Delta Lake is Data Lake is necessarily a database like Azure Synapse, while Delta Lake is not the database or data warehouse environment. It all happens within the Databricks environment.
Yes, Delta Lake is a open source storage layer. So it's a
Okay.
this for this Databricks environment they created. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
There
anyhow,
we
these
have the external tables kinds of concept or like
yes, exactly.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's
These
what I
kind of
want.
concept only I'm going to take in depth in our session. Okay.
Thank you. I'm done.
Hi, Chandran. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes, please go ahead. Gosh.
Yeah, Chandra, currently I'm working for one of the organization's internal tool that is a ETL type of tool. We are doing some ingestions from different sources to different targets. I just wanted to, upgrade myself, and that's the reason I have enrolled here. After this Databricks course, am I eligible for Azure Data Engineer roles, or how it will be, Chandra? Because I don't have more exposure related to this.
Okay, Azure Data Engineer, we have to learn this Azure completely, this
Okay.
Azure platform, right? So it's not only Databricks. Databricks, again, it's another resource here. There we have to
Mhm.
use Data Factory, Azure SQL Data Warehouse, and what is this different kind of what is this Entra ID? So all this, right? We have to learn one by one. Okay, SQL Warehouse, Snaps Analytics, different services we are learning here as a data engineer only with Azure. Okay, but Databricks might be using Azure, they might be using AWS, or they might be using GCP. We may not know, right? But most of the project they'll use Azure only, Azure Databricks only. In
Mhm.
that case, we might be using Azure resources. Okay, for that Databricks. Azure data engineer role is different. They might be using Data Factory and all this different tools for different
Mhm.
process. But Databricks is a unified platform. Everything we can do it in a single platform. So that's what the advantage of Databricks. All the companies are moving towards on Databricks, right? That's the reason because no separate tool for each and every task. It's a unified platform.
Okay. Then what will be the designation for this Databricks
Data,
associates?
see, yeah, data engineer with the Databricks. So we are the
Oh,
Databricks data engineer. Yeah. So if you go to any job profile, right? So here, if you're searching with not Databricks, Azure Databricks, I'm searching. You can see this
mhm.
one, senior data engineer, Azure Databricks. So they will ask this way. 5 days ago, so maybe they are processing Hive, PySpark, data warehousing, AI. They're asking TCS. They are taking 4 days before Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, Snaps, PySpark. All this. It's like a complete ecosystem. So 26th May, okay, virtual. So 4 days ago, I'm not sure why. Oh, 26th May, they have taken virtual interview. And here you can see Azure Databricks Spark ETL, data modeling. So all are kind of ETL as well as AI one. So they will ask, okay.
Okay.
So data governance, all this, how PySpark definitely will be there. Azure Databricks engineer. So that's what I said. It's a Databricks engineer, right?
Okay.
So Azure Databricks data engineer role, Databricks here. So what is this? This is like every weekend TCS is taking the people for Databricks and Snowflake. The walk-in they are taking. So like if you see PySpark and SQL professional Databricks, so a lot of openings will be there. Databricks. You can go through that. What is the skill set they are asking? You can take it forward from there. Databricks, Data Factory, Azure Snaps. Maybe they are using complete ecosystem Azure. So that's why
Yeah.
they are asking Azure uh, ecosystem here and this one because that's the reason I'm taking Azure Data Factory also 2 sessions. Snaps
Okay.
is nothing but it's very simple. It's like a one another service in Azure ecosystem. We are
Mhm.
using that system for storing the data for data analytics. It's a data warehouse.
Okay.
Chandra,
Yeah, please go ahead, Krish.
yeah, Chandra. So I have confusion on as I'm new in Databricks, actually I have more confusion on like data lake, delta tables, delta live tables. So we are using that words mostly, right? So are they same or is there any differences on those? Like,
No, that's what I'm going to take in our session. Okay, so what is this Delta Lake? Okay, so Lakehouse, Lake Base, all this I'll take. Okay.
delta tables, delta live tables, like
Yeah. Delta Lake, Delta Live table now we have. That's what we have. This one, right? They just change Delta Live table only. So all this concept I will take. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Hey, hi Chandra.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I am from ETL testing background. Okay, so earlier it is normal SQL ETL testing I am doing, and I want to upgrade for Azure Databricks. So this course will help me. Like my project is migrated from normal informatical SQL to Databricks and Azure. So I have to do the testing from this. So I thought I should upgrade Azure Databricks concept also.
Yeah, so first of all, we are going to see that Databricks completely. Okay, so what is Databricks and how to use that? It's for data engineering side. Okay, so process it. So in your case, if you are from testing background, you want to go with the data engineer. So definitely you can learn this tool, Databricks tool, completely starting from the basic to advanced level and explain that this is what you are working already, right? So on the data engineering side, so where we are getting the data and how you are processing and how it is being you are giving to your business analytic team for their business intelligence reporting. So that way, even for testing team also is there. Testing, we have the testing team. They are doing all the, so what developer has created in the QA environment, ETL testing team, they are doing it. But so ETL testing is very rare here, but your testing knowledge also will be used here. Okay.
Okay.
But you have to learn complete this Databricks environment. Then you have to make it yourself as a Databricks data engineer. You present as data engineer role and do it all this kind of stuff there. You have to explain them. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyhow, we will stop it here. It's almost 3 hours. I'll stop it here. And next week, Sunday, we'll connect. From next week, Sunday onwards, we are starting because I don't want to start on this 13th. I'll start it on 14th. We will start it on Sunday. Then host those who want to join this Databricks course. So definitely it will be again, I'm saying it's like a mentoring, and then it will be a path for you to enter into Azure Databricks environment. A lot of projects are moving to Azure Databricks or Snowflake. So you can choose it. You can do some research. You can choose it for your better career opportunity. So I know a lot of my colleagues, my project teams, and everybody is moving towards on the Databricks side on the those who are in the BA side, right? So that's the reason. Okay, so start learning it later. As I said, you plan it for Gen AI certification also. First, you plan it for this Databricks associate certification, then go for Gen AI certification. A lot of other certifications are there, data engineer certification, architect level certification, all this. But later you can go for this Gen AI certification on this. Okay, so we will stop it here. I got one question. What is the difference between data engineering and data engineering is like ETL, ELT. So how we are loading the data into data lake, structured, unstructured, semi-structured data, and then we are processing it. And database engineering, it's like a OLTP system. So where we have source system, Oracle, SQL Server there, right? We'll performing. Weekday batch, we will start after 3 months only. As I have already explained, weekday batch, I'll start after 3 months. Okay, so we will stop it here. I hope I have answered. Yes, Vignesh, please go ahead.
Chandra, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello, I am Abhishek Chandra.
Yes, Abhishek, please go ahead.
Yeah.
You are audible.
So my question, actually, I have a 10 years of experience in the IT field, and over the last 5 to 6 years, I'm predominantly working in a GCP technology. Okay, so if I take this course and put it in my resume, is it benefited me? Means what I see is enough. Is it says that you have to 4 years, 5 years experience in Azure Databricks. So if I sit for interview and somebody asks me that yes, you don't have so much experience in the particular thing, so how can I convince them? Means,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
I have,
you are already there in data engineering side with
right,
GCP. I know
right,
BigQuery, you might be using BigQuery there,
yes,
right?
exactly.
So for
Hmm.
data engineering, you are doing all the
Yeah,
data,
orchestration for workflow, Airflow I am using.
yeah,
So
Airflow, and then this is like again, it's like a one kind of project, right? So later your project may be might be migrating to this Databricks or the same kind of data processing only we are going to do. There we are doing different tool, right? Data ingestion might be different tool. And then once loaded into GCS, you might be taking the data from the GCS to this BigQuery, and then you are doing the orchestration by using Airflow, right? So different tools you might be using it, but it's
right.
a unified platform here, and it's a powerful engine we have. Even huge volume of data you are storing it. We have time travel, Delta Lake, all these concepts are there. So that's the reason companies moving towards on the Databricks side. So
Hmm.
yeah, so the same concept you are going to do here, data engineering side also with the AI also we can do. So if you are learning one more tool, that's a added advantage for you, I can say. Even I'm myself also from Informatica background.
Okay.
Because of Informatica only, they took me for this Databricks project. Actually, they took me for this Informatica to this migration only, but they
Hmm.
put me into this Databricks data engineering project. So because the complete knowledge we have SQL side and Python side. Python side, I'm not from Python background, so I'm from completely on the SQL background. We are using SQL structured data only. So
Okay.
so that's what that knowledge helped me here. Okay. So learning another tool, definitely it will be helpful. So a lot of projects are coming up. Later point of time, if you are planning to switch your company, all this, right? So that time if
Hmm.
this knowledge will helpful. Immediately we cannot learn. Okay. So tomorrow, if new project is coming up, so that time we cannot learn, right? So lot of requests I used to get it. Within 5 days they will have interview. They'll come back and then come to me. They'll say, okay, I have interview in 3 months. Sorry, 3 days. In 5 days, can I prepare complete Databricks? So that is very difficult. Okay. So if you have time now, have this tool as an added skill set.
Hmm.
Definitely it will help you for switching the company. And even
Okay.
in your current company also, later they are going for Databricks or you are using Databricks, this course you can learn this complete Databricks end to end.
No, that will means my questions. We have a different project right now in my company in Databricks, but they ask me about what type of experience you have. You have work in the last 2-3 years in Databricks. You are not, so you are working in GCP. So how can we put it in our project? So
Yeah, so
you
that's what we have
understand?
to show them. Yeah, we have to show them our knowledge and
Okay.
certification, all this. Certification, you have to complete one certification on this one. So you can tell them that, okay, I know this one, I have done some POCs. You can ask questions. Okay, I can take it up with Databricks. Or you can look for other companies also. So it depends on your experience, your company, your that one. But I'm saying, okay, so within company or outside company. So anything is possible.
Okay.
But in
So
your case, you can do one certification. You can go to them, ask this project. So I know everything very well. I can handle it. So that confidence you have to give it to them. So then only they will give you the project, right?
got it. So in this course, whatever you have done this one project, right? We have done one project. So we are also put it these project details in our CVs, right? Means
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
will help. Okay.
Whatever you are doing in your current project, right?
Hmm.
GCP with GCP BigQuery, same project also you can put it in Databricks.
Okay.
Only the thing is platform is different.
That one. Yeah.
It will handle massive data, right? That's why they are moving. But concept wise, everything is same. It's a unified platform. There also it will handle huge volume of data, but we'll use different services there.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Got it.
it's almost 3 hours. Still, if you have any questions, maybe I will take it offline. We will stop it here. if you are planning to register for this Databricks course, so please connect with me. And next week, Sunday, we are starting it. And yeah, so those who want to register it, they will get once registered candidate only will get the meeting link. Okay, from next week onwards, we are taking.
It's a weekend, only weekend or weekdays?
Yeah, as of now, it's a weekend. Maybe after 2 months, I will start weekdays, evening session. Like from August month, weekend evening, I will take. Sorry, weekdays evening.
Okay, prerequisition is we need to know
SQL
SQL.
and Python. Yeah, SQL,
SQL,
basic Python.
okay,
Because
both.
Python, they will ask for interview purpose only. Yeah.
Okay, so after this classes, after your this training, by taking you, so will I be like no like can I do certifications? Will I get that
Yes.
such of knowledge?
Databricks Associate certification you can complete. This is for Databricks Associate certification you can complete. And so how do we know that the concept of data engineering? What is the first step for this? Knowing about data engineering, all this. Data engineering is ELT and ETL, right? So how we are performing ELT and ETL. So within this particular Databricks environment, that's what we are going to do.
Okay.
Data engineering, data analysis, all this we are performing here. So we are bringing the data inside this Databricks environment, and then we are processing it, and then we are loading it, and we are creating as a file, moving the file to SFTP path. All this we can automate on the data engineering side. Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So
sure.
thanks everyone. We'll stop it here, and we'll go for next week. We'll connect. So those who want to register it, so please check the course content on time and connect with us. We will share that link to register it. So you can register it. Definitely, whatever the money you are spending, definitely it will be helpful for your career. Okay. So I can give you that guarantee.
You can share
So
this document also.
yeah, I will share it. So you can ping me on WhatsApp. I will share it. Okay.
Sure.
Hi, sir. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes,
for the
please.
last time I purchased the IACS course with you. Very helpful for me.
Yeah. Thank you.
I very like, that's why I connected. Now I started to working with Databricks on top of AWS. So almost same as Azure Databricks and AWS. No issues. Almost same as.
Yeah. Same only. So you will be using Azure, sorry, AWS resources there.
Yes.
Your
Otherwise,
ecosystem they have developed with the AWS one.
okay.
Some project they will you go with Azure. Most of the project they will go with Azure only because they might be using this Microsoft products.
Okay, sir. Otherwise, no different. I will
No
take this
difference.
course.
No difference.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
No
you, sir.
difference inside the Databricks side. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Only storage is going to be changed. So
Yes.
that
Correct.
too internally Databricks will handle it.
Yeah. Correct. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So thanks everyone. We will connect next week. So those who want to register it, please ping us. So I will share all the details. Then yeah, you can register it. Thanks everyone.